dance our way out of our constriction. Gonna be freaking up and down the hang up alleyway. With the groove our only guide, we shall all be moved. Ready or not, here we come. Getting down on the one which we believe in. Can I get it on myself with the first on? Don't tell me now. You're more of what you're looking for. Don't tell me now. Here comes the funk. The whole funk, nothing but the funk. Ready or not, here we come. Getting down on the one which we believe in. Here's my chance to dance my way out of my constriction.
Peace, 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 people. I almost didn't play that song because I seen that RBG flag in the back. I almost got triggered and not played it at all, although I like that song. Yeah, today we're talking about identity politics. This will be, I believe, well, not my very last day speaking ever about identity or us needing to declare our identity, anything like that. I'm going to keep constantly talking about it, but I'm going to venture into other topics because there's other things that I've been kind of pressed to want to do. But because I have been kind of a stickler for the same message, I have found myself kind of like in a box, and I want to open it up a little bit. So it's not goodbye about what I've been doing. It's just I need to talk about other things because it's very emotional to talk about that topic. It's very triggering because I see what's on the wall written. I see the agenda, propaganda against us, and it is very frustrating to see all these things and really it makes it hard sometimes to have a good time with the live. I want to expand my horizons, although tomorrow's going to be a very heartfelt kind of topic. I want to talk about the woman that was dismembered by her white date. I want to talk about a missing person that one of my moderators, shout out to TJ Noor, had brought to my attention the other day. He wants me to talk about a woman, a young lady. Well, I think she was 16 years old that ended up missing back in 2021. And there's been nothing stated about her whereabouts, if she was found or anything. And there's a lot of cases such as that, where a lot of kids or Black women are missing in America, and there's really no outcry. And of course, how we're being treated and killed and slaughtered and hunted down via these dating apps or whatever. It's just a lot of violence that's coming our way. And I think that I now need to transition to talk about America situations more so than Africa. I think I've exhausted talking about Africa, although if it's a very, very serious conversation or one of these scams that come about, or anyone comes unalived or missing, or something tragic happens with their finances really bad, I will discuss those particular cases because those are cautionary tales, such as Anja Africa was telling us, shout out and rest in peace to her. I want to always keep cautionary tales on this platform. But I think that I would be doing injustice not talking about the women and the kids that are coming up missing and how women are treated overall in our society, how we're like looked upon as not being anything to even talk about. There's really no conversation about all these missing women. It's just as if moving right along. It's no big thing. So yeah, I have been kind of triggered wanting to talk about that topic. There's so many different women that have come up missing or unalived or Jane Doe'd, meaning they don't even know who these women or kids are that are found in forest or somewhere in the garbage bin or something, and they can't identify them. I want to talk about those types of stories to try to bring light to their situation in hopes to try to, have us consider maybe caring more about our family, our friends, ourselves, for that matter, because it can very well happen to people or even yourself if you're not paying attention to the news or what has happened to these women in times past. You could end up like that, not willing that none of that happened. I'm just saying, hypothetically, any of us can fall prey to a lot of different things because we could do the same exact mistake that other people previous to you have done. And if you're not looking into what have they done to cause that situation to happen to them, then you could also be laying in wait for that to happen to you, unfortunately. Let me see what you guys are saying before I go. What's up to everybody? Miss D, Alexis, and anyone in the clouds loud enough. What's up? How are you doing as well? Please like the video. I don't know what it is. I get so many people now watching me, I think out of hate though, and I don't get it. If you guys have an issue with what I'll be talking about, why not jump into the comment section and say stuff respectful so we can have a back and forth? I do look at the comment section and I do respond to most of the things that's being stated. If it's something, like a singular word, like saying lazy or stupid or, something dumb like that, I'm not going to really respond. But if you have a sentence that is coherent, that makes sense, that's adding to the conversation, by all means, I will read it and converse back and forth with you. But yeah, I don't know what it is about people hitting the like button as if it's kryptonite. I know that some of y'all don't like a outspoken, because I don't speak well. I always said that I'm not a good speaker. I'm a good writer. But an outspoken woman sometimes gets a bad rep. Think about Jaguar. What's her last name? Is it right? Her spilling the beans over what was going on with P. Diddy before P. Diddy was called out, and other stuff that celebrities have been doing that she's been privy to the knowledge. She was deemed crazy out the gate. Now she's looking like she's brilliant. That's kind of like in the order how I've been depicted. A lot of people have always figured I was off my mind, but a lot of that was I was highly triggered when people see me go on platforms and argue with people. It's because I had been sitting back for many months prior to getting triggered, listening to people just drag the fuck out of Americans, in particular Black American women, and people were piling in on us. And I was feeling like nobody was speaking up for us. And I'm not even a good speaker to want to speak, but I was like, fuck it. There's nobody speaking on our behalf. There's nobody out here defending anything. So I forced myself to do something I'm not even comfortable doing, and I hope that you guys would appreciate that. Also, I hope that it would inspire other people also to now get a channel. If you can speak better than me, if you have better views than me, if you have similar views than me, please, by all means, join in the festivities and lending a helping hand to the people that are out here listening to us collectively. And most of these people that are listening to us deem us mockable. They criticize us, they mock us, they laugh at us, they say we're dumb, they say we're stupid, we are distracted, we don't focus on the right conversations, and people look at us as jokes. The reason why I do this channel is try to make us not be that joke as much. So please, if you can do more than what you're doing, please by all means step up. But for the ones that have an issue with me, and you're not even able to articulate that in the chat room or the comment section, then you're a coward. Because I'm a mere woman with my own opinions, through my observations, and through life experiences. I come to conclusions that I come to with my own mind. I don't lend on other people's perspectives or ideologies or their friendships or their association. I don't let none of that have any bearing to me at all. I am like a rubber band. I will be pulled and then I'll snap right back into place. That's what I do. And so that is one of the things in which I'm utilizing my persistence, my inability to be flipped. I don't flip-flop. I stay the same. Maybe that's annoying to some people, but it is what it is. Anyways, you said, right, they don't respect Black women viewpoint. Either we crazy or angry. That's all I've ever gotten. And I have simmered down so much, Miss D. I don't know if you've seen me a year or two ago. I was on a rampage of sorts. I was on a rampage against Nigerians. I was on a rampage against Pan-Africans, Ghanaians, the president of Ghana, Dr. Eric Kana. I've been on a rampage of sorts. But I am me, myself, and I. No, I'm not a follower. I believe that God has given me the ability to decipher things, to discern things, and I go by what he puts in my heart and puts in my spirit, and I go off of that, sometimes by faith, sometimes by just guessing, and 9 times out of 10 I have been correct. I don't even know of a time since I've been on YouTube actually what I've said I've been wrong. I mean, like, really wrong. It hasn't happened yet. So I know I'm onto something. And I hope that people will respect what I showcase, because it's not about me. It's about what I show. That's why I don't even show myself, because it's not important for me to look a certain way on YouTube. I don't want nobody to be like, what's she wearing today? How's she talking? Does she got a booger on her nose? And she got little stuff in her eyeballs? Or, you know how people are. They don't go off of what is being discussed. And that's the most important thing of all. What am I talking about? What am I showcasing? What is she trying to show? That's what I want y'all to really dig in to this live and other lives that I have done, because before this spurt that I have now, thank you guys for supporting me more, subscribing and watching, because since then I have really have an uptick with people watching me. I don't think a lot of people like me though, but I think people are curious about what I have to say. And that, I guess, in itself, that means more than nothing at all. So I'll take that. Now, identity politics, I hope to showcase a little bit of. Then I want to get back into what Tariq Nasheed normally does. And then I just found out that Yvette Carnell went on Mark Lamont's show talking about reparations. And like I'm trying to showcase to y'all, they're doing everything from the confinement and the comfortability of their home or their office or wherever, or their comfortability of where they're going to go visit or see the person that's interviewing them. They have a comfortability. They're not going to go to places that are totally against them and debate them like that. They are in control of whoever they go and visit with, like Yvette Carnell seeing Mark Lamont. And of course, Tariq Nasheed controls the mute button, and he can kick people off whenever he wants. There's never a time that they actually go outside of YouTube and challenge the powers that be about this identity that we would like to have change officially. Like I said, they're on some imaginary, we do everything online and make it seem like it's real, given the appearance that what we're doing on YouTube is real, but in actuality, you have not done nothing. And I hope to convey this message about these two people that is constantly in front of our faces, and they a lot of times say the right things. I will give them that. But again, it's not expressed in front of the right faces. It's not done in front of the vice president, the Congress, a bill to be signed, legislatures to look at a written declaration about what we want to do as Black Americans, indigenous to America. There's been nothing done. But think about in times past, Frederick Douglass wrote speeches. Frederick Douglass went and rubbed elbows with the president, vice president, Congress, and whatnot to let his words, his speeches, his declarations, his writings have merit inside of the government. And it manifests and turned into different things that we now enjoy today because of what he wrote or what he said. But what we say on YouTube is just hot air. It's just hot air. And I hope to get that fact understood before this live is over. You said we all have abilities, people just limit themselves. You're right about that, Biz. Yep, I started following you when you was on Mouthy Megan channel. Yeah, and I was treated really disrespectful on that channel. That's why I have not gone back. She put me in the back for no fucking reason. And she's one of the ones that try to spread the rumor I was crazy. Just like Nagamizi did at one point. And a couple other people was talking about I was crazy. So, you know, that's why I give praise to God, because I knew if I kept on going, that eventually people were going to start understanding me at one point or another. I had hoped that it wasn't going to take that long, but it has. You said, I saw that she mentioned a person on a reparations panel that said she was a Pan-African and all people should get reparations, African and Caribbean. You seen Yvette Carnell say that? Oh, you talking about another lady? Oh, another lady came on there that was a Pan-African talking. Yeah, I saw. I'm going to talk about that. You said Yvette said that people like her on these platforms hurt our reparations claim. Yeah, people like that does, because they're trying to be globalists. They want every black person, like I said, that term of black, ever since Black Lives Matter, has been a thorn in our side, because everything now is referencing us to just being black. We're no longer the Black Americans. We're no longer these people of America that's been fighting for our rights to be realized here in America. We're now black. Everybody's black. Anyone can be black. All things are blackened, which means we've been pushed way back and bound down, bogged down by the term called black. So let's now get to what identity politics is. I'll play something really quick and brief about that. And I want you guys to keep in mind the term black and how that's being used in every forum that you can think on, and how that is detrimental, in my opinion, to our plight as Americans, Indigenous here. It is trying to convolute who is who. It's trying to group us together with everybody globally. And that means that we're getting away from our voice, our rights, our desires, our intentions. All is now being dismissed and channeled into the word black. All black folks need to be on this kumbaya. Who says? Where is this kumbaya at anywhere in the world? It's nowhere. So them pushing us into this identity politics of blackness, a block of black, is not meant to be a blessing to us. And I need y'all to get that part. Let's go.
It feels like America is more divided than it's been in decades. Getting along with those who disagree on politics has become difficult, tearing families and communities apart. It seems like now, politics isn't just about what you think, but who you are. It's personal. We've seen this feeling cause growing extremism on both ends of the political spectrum. The events in Charlottesville, Virginia, showed the ability of white nationalists to assemble off the internet and into the real world. Earlier that same summer, left-wing extremists essentially shut down Evergreen State College because a white professor dared show up on a day white people were asked to be absent from campus. And it seems like left-wing and right-wing extremists are just getting the other side even more riled up. There's a name for this problem, and it's called identity politics. Identity politics is the tendency for people of a particular race, religion, gender, or ethnicity to organize politically around that special interest for the sole purpose of advancing that interest without concern or regard for any larger group or collective. You might ask, what's so bad about identity politics? You wouldn't care about identity politics if it was your identity group being discriminated against. This is a misunderstanding of what identity politics is. There is a time for identities to come together when they are being discriminated against as a class, but the goal of these movements are only ethical when they seek to remove the political impact of identity, not enforce it. The civil rights movement is a great example. The civil rights movement was not identity politics. It was about
look how black they have the people looking. Come on now. You see how they're emphasizing the blackness? But civil rights, as you will hear from him, it wasn't about being black. It was about human rights. It was about our rights as Americans. Listen.
destroying identity politics, creating a society where we see people as individuals rather than members of groups. In the words of Martin Luther King Jr.,
"Because I have a dream. My four little children will one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. I have a dream today."
That's not in line with the recent push on the left to create black-only dorms at colleges, or women-only film screenings, or spaces without white people. Nor is it in line with those on the right who believe America should be a Christian-only nation, or want to mandate gender roles, and obviously not those who want a white ethno-state. Let's treat other identities as we would have them treat ours. There's beauty in different people with different ideas and of different backgrounds coming together to form America. But when it comes to politics and policy, let's treat people as people, recognizing and celebrating their unique characteristics as individuals instead of reducing them into an identity group. I'm Joseph Klein. Thanks for watching.
Now think about it. Using the term black, trying to group us with this identity of blackness. Now all the foreign blacks everywhere is calling themselves black. We all know that that wasn't the case 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 and on years ago. But this push of identity politics now has them comfortable calling themselves black and asking for civil rights and demanding this, as you can tell and hear from the Africans that are now arguing in New York about food, about how they're being treated, ignored, how they want to be treated the same way as other illegals. It's a mess. Meanwhile, we're just being put to the back burner and left on cold. Because now this blackness has come and everything blackness is connected to us, whether we like it or not, which is not a benefit to us, is keeping us stagnated and keeping us bound away from our previous fight, away from what we were trying to do justice-wise for all the people getting killed by cops, people being killed that's unarmed, people that's being killed in their home, people that's being killed, like the Uber driver went to someone's home and she got shot up by an older white guy claiming to be scammed on the phone and threatened his family. All these things, we should be demanding that people be held accountable for these actions and acts so that they get discouraged from wanting to keep being so blazingly violent and murderous to us. But instead of us focusing on what's happening here in America, now we've been pulled into this blackness, and now everything global is blackness. And now we have to look at Africa. Let the representatives tell it. The CBC, the NAACP, all the other organizations that's supposed to represent and advocate for us now is a global organization when it wasn't 10 years, 20 years ago. This is what identity politics has caused to happen to us in particular here in America, and it's not going to be a blessing. That's why our identity is attached to our destiny. This is why people are so gung-ho about speaking about who are we now all of a sudden. Like all this time, we just been Black Americans. Now, who are these Black Americans? You see how they just wiggled in with the stupidity talk, mainly immigrants bringing this bullshit up? Who are these Black Americans? Where y'all really come from? Where the fuck you really come from? You're here from another land talking about where I come from. Why don't you just be on mute and shut the fuck up? You don't need to know where the fuck I come from. I'm here. I've been here. That's all that matters. Now they want to come with conversations about you belong to Africa. You need to go visit Africa. All this bullshit that's being pushed by the CBC and others. And this is all they see now is this Pan-African talk. This is why I say we have to do declarations and make calls and faxes and all these other things to get other people like kind of shook. Because right now they're just comfortable, just diminishing us, dimming our light, keeping us quiet, and stowed away on YouTube, arguing and fighting among the immigrants while they're passing legislation against us. And they're having other immigrants come ahead of us, cut in line of us on purpose. You said she's okay, but she keeps saying Native Black American women have problems with light-skinned people. I'm talking about Mouthy Megan. Yeah, I've seen that. I mean, I still like her passion. I still like the types of things that she showcases. I don't know if the conversation about lightness should even really be anything of any importance, because if you're doing the deed to help out our people, why does it matter what other people think? There's so many people that's been against me, and I don't stay up all night thinking about them calling me crazy. I just keep pushing through it until people realize that they are wrong. That's what you do. But people are going to have their opinion about how they have their opinion. I do feel, though, that if you are ambiguous, you're not looked the same way as a Black person with nappy hair that could be seen a block away. And then when they see you a block away, they got to take 3 or 4 or 5 different looks, and they don't even know what to think. And they're like, that we can't fuck with that person. That's not on the same playing field as a Black person that could be spotted a half a block away, and because they got Black skin, they're being targeted. It is a difference, and she doesn't want to acknowledge that difference for whatever reason. But I just say, if you're doing the good thing for Black Americans and you are Black Americans, who cares? Just keep doing what you need to do and let your message ring and let it stand on its own merits, and people are going to see it for what it is. But you can't change people's minds, because we have experienced what it is to be Black. I have experienced walking down the street almost being targeted by random people because I'm Black. Called Black before they even come to me, talking about Black bitch or Black gay woman or whatever, just hurling attacks, not even knowing who I am. Just, they see me, they come. In fact, this happened about a week ago. A random homeless guy. I'm walking my dog outside about 5 a.m. And this guy is like running towards me, talking about Black bitch this, Black witch that. And I thought I was about to get into a fight. First thing he saw was my skin, literally. And there it was, hurling of accusations and names and all that. If I would have been white, I don't know if he would have ran towards me like that. I don't know. But I know that he's seen Black and he stated Black. So, how you doing, Pinky Wells? Thank you for coming through. You said all they're doing is trying to separate us from America. That's exactly what they're doing, Pinky. They think they slick. They're trying to globalize us to the one world order is what they're trying to do. And they're using this Blackness for this identity politic push, which is a socialist construct. And I think that it is trying to diminish and destroy our claim to America if you let it. And I do believe, Like I'm telling y'all right now, I know that behind the scenes, Pan-Africans and Africans galore are saying we need to change their identity. These Black Americans, they're never going to, on their own, submit to us. They're not on their own going to give money to us. They're not on their own going to join forces with us. We got to force them. Is what they talk about all the time, and they dream about it. I don't understand why people can't get the cues and the clues that I get, but I hear it. I hear it on platforms. I hear it through content creators. I hear it through the panelists. I hear it through Pan-Africans saying little slick shit. Especially Dr. Eric Connor would say a whole array of things. And I knew they were on some bullshit. And I'm like, yeah, these people right here, these Pan-Africans and these West Africans and these Africans that speak this way, that speak the Pan-African way, are anti-Black American. That's what they are. So now you said next time call the police, racial intimidation, arrestable offense. I just needed to get away with my dog. My dog gets really scared. She'll end up wrapping me up around my legs and all that kind of thing. So I just hurried up and walked quicker and got away from him. But it was rather quick. And I was like, wow, what's going on here? So let me just show y'all again Tariq Nasheed. Tariq Nasheed has made a killing, a living off of talking about the immigrants. And although some of it is funny sometimes, some of it I feel again is going to get him labeled a hate group one time or another. It's coming. You just wait and see. You just wait and see. I foresee that probably happening, if not this year, next year. If not this year, next year. That's what I'm predicting for FBA. That's why I say do declare your own identity, do get on and make it harder for people just to feel like, because if they knew millions of us declared our identity, it'd be really hard for them to be talking about we renaming you. If they knew that there was a movement that we declared our identity and it's well known from all walks of life and the news talked about it, these Black Americans are taking their identity serious and they're declaring their own identity. It's like a whole movement of them doing this. Don't you know that would ruffle and smash up Pan-Africans to the degree that they need to be smashed up? That's why I'm going to keep talking about it on this live. Let's go.
And then we'll get Apia.
So he thinks from getting a funny AI picture, this dude, African obviously, in a car, Uber Eats, looking like that, it's enough. It's supposed to be enough. It's supposed to move us, right? I'm saying I'm over it. This is not enough.
What's up, brother?
What's going on?
What's on your mind, man?
Yeah, I heard you say that Africa is not making progress because of tribalism. Did you say that?
Okay, I'm gonna have you. You got to take the headphones out, but it's very hard to hear you. All right, take the headphones off. All right, come on, Apia. Because I know you're trying to deliver those Postmates orders, but you got to take those headphones. There we go. A little bit better,
Wait,
yeah.
I heard you say that Africa is not making progress because of tribalism. Did you say that?
Yeah.
All right. Can you mention 3 tribal groups in Africa?
Yeah, the Ashanti, Hausa, Yoruba, Igbo, the San people. There's a whole bunch.
All right. Out of the 3 that you mentioned, the first, which one of them are fighting?
Whoever they ain't fighting enough.
No, you can't sound that ignorant. I believe that you know exactly what you said. Which of them is fighting though?
No. Oh, they're not fighting enough because y'all fleeing over here.
Fleeing from where?
Fleeing from your homeland.
To where? Listen.
To here.
Listen. difference between you and I. All right? I am built to be able to survive anywhere. If you can't survive anywhere, don't think that it means somebody fled. It's that you're stuck. All right? You're not built like me. You can't move anywhere. Then stuck up here in LA with me.
I find it so interesting how they try to convince us that they're built better. But again, it's like, dude, if you were built better, you would have stayed where you were. You would have fought the government. You would have made some changes over there. You would not have bailed out and came over here. So they're always trying to convince us that they're better than us, that they're superior than us, that they're smarter than us, all this type of stuff. And it's just laughable.
All right? So don't make that comparison, sir.
So you're in Los Angeles?
I'm here in LA. I'm in the valley just like you're in the valley.
Yeah, and you fled.
I fled? No.
Yeah.
No, I just expanded my network. That's what I did. And you can't do that, bro.
That's called
No,
fleeing.
according to you? All right, so let me ask you. Do you think that the black...
No, hold on, because you're trying to spin fleeing. Like, you expanded. No, you expanded your ass away from your homeland.
Let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question.
You fled. No. You fled over here to something that we built.
All right, let me ask you a question. Would you consider the Black American community in Ghana as people that fled?
No.
Why?
Because they go back and forth. And it's a small group of them over there, and many of them go back and forth.
They go back and forth.
And also, listen, hold on. Also, the black community over there, they got to go bring a damn bag over there. They got to bring some damn money.
Man, you're slow.
They don't let them go over there.
All right, let me ask you this question.
I can almost, stop for a minute. Because the black people over there in Ghana, I can almost guarantee that they got businesses going on over there. They got to go over there with cash in hand. So that's way different. They go over there and create businesses. You come over here and get our resources and drive Uber and talk shit like you do.
Okay, first of all, let me say this to you. Maybe you can read a little bit. The Ghanaians in the diaspora sent $4.9 billion a year to Ghana. Check. $4.9 billion. Check last year. So what money you think that you said? I'm talking. Quiet down, let me talk. All right?
No. Articulate yourself, because I don't understand what you said. Who did what with $1 billion? What now? I didn't understand you.
All right. I'm going to say it one more time. Probably you can hear me. All right? What I'm telling you is that Ghanaians in the diaspora last year sent $4.9 billion back home in the form of remittances. Therefore,
that's where their family's from. So that's no big thing. That's what they are meant to do because of the economy so bad in Ghana. They're not able to have jobs, many of them. So they have to send money to their family or their families would literally starve. But we don't have no people over there. And don't you know, Pan-Africans and some Africans feel like we should be sending money over to Africa as well. Oh, yeah, they've had these conversations on panels before. They're always trying to insert us into giving up our money towards Africa. And I'm surprised, I won't be surprised if he says it here.
Right, if you tell me that sizable number of Black Americans in Ghana, right, are moving the economy, what are you talking about? What difference does it make?
What are you saying? Because it's a very small group of Black people from America.
Okay, so you think so they're fleers, right? They fled.
It's not a lot, and they're getting finessed over there left and right. All right, let's stop the bullshit. Black Americans are complaining over there about how they're getting finessed left and right. They're going over there and they're getting a damn wake-up call. You go to YouTube and there's dozens of videos of Black Americans talking about how y'all finessing them over there. That's why you fled.
So why are they still there then? Why are they still there?
Speaking of which, while they're on the topic, there is an older YouTuber that just talked about corporate junkie spinning the storyline that she had to tell about what she was going through in Ghana. And she just broke it down all the way down. I want to play a snippet of her video. I like her. I just can't remember her name off the top. Let me see. I got to find her again. But she has a lot of potent points to bring out when it comes to what's going on over there in Ghana. and how they be fleecing the Americans all over the place. And she just let it be known, and people are upset that she is pointing out what has happened to her and how she doesn't like being called a foreigner. She doesn't like everything that she does. It involves her paying money. She doesn't like that when we got invited to so-called home, that everything has had a price tag on it. And that's all it's ever been. And that's all it will ever be. And I hope that she says that she has, you know, she's thinking about leaving if things continue to come back to America. And that's how a lot of these storylines are going to end up if they can make it back. Because sometimes people are having it hard to not even make it back, and they're stranded. They're stuck. They're homeless. Let me see. Let me bring this up. I really like her. Her name is The Passport Traveler. And I really like what she brings out in this video. Please like and share the video. Stop being a hater. Be an appreciator and support.
Okay, corporate junkie, let's get into this. Let's get into this video. Let's go. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to my channel. At Corporate Junkie. This is for you, Corporate Junkie. I don't like the way that you made me and my sister Just Vlogs video look like we were attacking our own people. Okay, that was never our intent, to attack our own sisters and brothers. Same thing goes for you, the Muhammads. That was never our intent. What we was saying is there are Americans coming over here being nasty, doing nasty things, and being bad to the locals. Now let me flip the fucking script, okay? Let's talk about the fact that we get abused over here too. Y'all invited us to come home, which by the thousands we did. We came running to Ghana. People sold their homes, moved out of their apartments, sold everything. Some people packed up containers and moved over here just to get over here and realize this is not our home. Y'all make us know in so many ways all the time that this is not our home. One, as you heard him, he called us foreigners. As far as you being pissed, Corporate Junkie, at the fact that she keeps calling us diasporans, y'all call us that. The Ghanaians call us that. We didn't make that word.
But we're not diasporans, and that's the part that's really telling what this agenda is about. How, in God's green earth, can we be considered diasporans and we don't have a home country? They intend to just designate one from us, and I believe that destination will end up being yours truly, Ghana. I reject any African country trying to designate me to their so-called land. I don't want it. I don't trust it. I don't need it. I think it's too corrupt. I think it's too much of a risk to become a refugee. I think that if they designate a place for us to go to, then motherfuckers might even consider deportation there. So I reject any of that. I'm not part of a diasporan. I'm not from Africa. I didn't leave Ghana and just been gone 10, 20 years. I ain't never been. I ain't never going. Same can be said about all other countries of Africa, but they're tying us to the word diasporan. These Pan-Africans are doing so because of why? They have an agenda, y'all. This is why I talk about them so much, because they always got us in their mouth. Everybody has us up in their mouth, in their head. They're obsessing over us. They're shivering all over the place, thinking about us. Sweating all over the place, thinking about us. Jittery all over the place, thinking about us. There's something going on with this picture, y'all.
If we didn't start calling ourselves that, we don't know that that's what y'all call the white people and the Chinese because we're not around them. But we know that that's what y'all call us. I ain't never heard the word before, Topic, till I came to Ghana. Okay.
She ain't never heard the word diasporan until she came to Ghana, and then they told her, you are part of the diasporan. Yeah, because they want the diasporan to start making payments to Africa for their debts. They would love to do a echo system whereby they have in place where you have your monies tied to this new ecosystem that is supposedly built off of Africa and their economy. They want to include us in the festivities of an echo. I think it's called system. Let me look it up to make sure. But they have talked about that on YouTube before. I've heard Nigerians talk about it a lot. And I called it out whenever they did this. I don't want to be a part of their ecosystem. But this is why they want to call us diasporan, because if we're a part of their ecosystem for their debt, they would be receiving so-called money towards Africa. And that's why they want us to feel like we are belonging to Africa, that we are from Africa, that we're related to the people of Africa, because if you can identify, you can also charge them eventually down the line or make them feel like they have to be a part of something to make payments to something. That's why they want to call us diasporan. Okay?
Y'all invite us home. Let's talk about what y'all do to us. Starting from the fucking before we get to the airport, we gotta have a visa that we pay for to even enter our home. We have to pay to enter our home. We get to the air, we pay all this money for passports and visas, COVID shots at the time to get here, and then we gotta pay another $150 US for another COVID test here in Ghana. That's Ghana doing that, not the US. That's y'all welcoming us home. We get to the airport, and as soon as you see a fucking blue passport, everybody's coming for us. Can you give me something small at the COVID place? You get to immigration. Can you give me something small? You get to baggage. Can you give me something small? A person grabbed a damn cart and put my bag on it and got mad because I gave him $5 US because I only had hundreds, because you come over here with hundreds to get the best, cash in rate. How about he looked at that and said, I don't want that. I said, what you mean you don't want it? I said, I want to know, what did you expect me to give you? He said, $10. I said, so you want me to give you over 100 CDs for picking up a bag, putting it in a cart? He don't know this is like my 5th time coming through the airport. Okay, let's talk about the fact that I've been to Canada, Mexico, and almost every state in the U.S. And Ghana. I have never seen nowhere in any country or state where people have openly, it says $60 for foreigners, $30 for locals, okay? You go to Cocoon Park, and I don't remember the price. Let's say $200 for foreigners, because that's what y'all call us, $40 for locals. You go to the
foreigners when it comes to getting more money in the meanwhile, and then they want to call you diasporan to get money from you there too. They're fleecing us in every imaginable way. This is what they have in mind that they would like to do. I've heard people on platforms kick around this notion of a digital economy ecosystem. Just listen to this. This is something that they are mulling around in their mind that they would like to try to include Americans into, calling us the diaspora. Listen to this.
WOID is committed to becoming the most popular digital economy project on the BSC chain. To achieve this goal, we will continue to innovate and launch more diversified and innovative digital economy products and applications, providing users with more comprehensive digital economy services. Q1. We will launch a global digital identity authentication system to provide users with more secure
digital identity authentication. Digital identity. Listen to this.
And reliable identity authentication services. The system will adopt the most advanced blockchain technology and encryption technology to ensure the best protection and security of users' identity information. Q2. We will launch a global digital asset insurance platform to protect users' digital assets. The platform will provide users with comprehensive digital asset insurance services covering various types of...
You see, they already have usage of phones, and they have where they do their transactions with their telephone right now in Africa. They want to broaden their horizons to do a digital economy ecosystem. And the reason why I know that is because they recently started a Ghana card there in Ghana, and they were trying to include residents and even visitors, that they were even speculating on getting this card, an identification card, a card that also would include your Visa or your MasterCard, your money, your banking information on it. And you would use that instead of anything that you bring from America, because they want to be able to tax you and to charge you. And this is what they've been mulling around. I've talked about the Ghana card on Afro Goddess platform about a year or 2 years ago. And I showcased what they were estimating to want to do at that time. It just didn't go off like they had hoped it would. It kind of had a lot of hitches in it, and it's not really working out to the degree that they had hoped for there in Ghana, this Ghana card. But if they do finalize and get it together with the Ghana card, they're going to try to enforce you guys who are visiting there and especially living there to also get this Ghana card and not be able to use your own banking card separate from their so-called ecosystem is what they want to do. And they talk on platforms. I have heard Nigerians talk about this. I think a guy from Sierra Leone one time. I think someone from Ghana had one time mentioned that they desire to have an ecosystem, and they were trying to insinuate that they wanted us to be included in the festivities of that. That's why they want to call us diasporan, because they desire to ensnare us into the festivities of the debt that they owe. They owe China galore. They owe IMF. They owe World Bank. They want our money, and they want to fleece us and tax us and use us and abuse us. This is where this will go. This is where they're going. That's why they want you to believe you're part of the diaspora. They want you to believe that you're part of Africa. They want you to identify as being African. Again, the identity is attached to destiny. And if you can identify someone, you can attach their destiny to you. Pan-Africans are wanting to attach their destiny to Africa, but they're trying to include us in the festivities of what they desire, outside of not even doing it themselves. They're still living in America, but they will for us in our future to be attached to Africa, whether we like it or not. And this is why they don't like me, because I'm anti-Pan-African. That's why I have a lot of haters, but oh well, because it's not been tried by y'all by yourselves. You ain't went and did no ecosystem by yourselves, among yourselves, with neighboring borders and other countries there in Africa. So how are you going to come to us first so that you can bankrupt us first, have a hack of sorts happen, and take all our money in one swoop and leave us refugee in one swoop? And I call that kind of stuff out because they can hack stuff like this. This can be a tragedy waiting to happen. But they're trying to tell us this is the direction that they would like us to go into. And I'm trying to warn y'all that it's going to not be a blessing for us, especially if they take all your money in one swoop with a hack or whatever, and your money is done for good, and you're just devastated and you are ruined. And maybe it was the last chance you had to have yourself together, and they took that last chance from you. But this is what they envision. This is just the vision that they have. Keep that in mind. This is the vision that they've been talking about.
Digital assets and providing more comprehensive protection for users' digital assets. Q3. We will launch a global digital asset investment platform to enable users to invest in digital assets more conveniently. The platform will provide users with diversified digital asset investment options, as well as rich investment tools and services, helping users achieve better investment returns.
They want you to believe that as well. That's just an imaginary thing that, well, this thing is called WOID. It says the future digital economy ecosystem. This is what they envision. And just like, you know, Africa follows behind the European, they want to do the same thing. But they need to do that among themselves first. They need to go and attempt to do what they're claiming that they think will be better for their economy and risk it with their own people. They should not try to include people that have nothing to do with Africa and try to force us into that system against our will in hopes that it helps them out, but eventually will bankrupt us and leave us with absolutely nothing. That's what I see as a potential. This is why I don't believe in Pan-Africanism, because I think it's a rigged thing to devastate us all at once and get us all at ground zero with nothing at all. Look at all the other global people that are struggling, not just blacks, foreign blacks, but other folks are struggling economic wise, and they're migrating here, they're migrating there. Everybody's migrating suddenly. Who hasn't been having this issue to migrate? Americans. Yeah, there's some white Americans that will go to Europe or go to France or maybe even Africa or South Africa. They have a lot of wealth. They have a lot of options. They even keep their house in America and they have a house elsewhere. They're not winging it. They're not leaving America and not having something to come back to. They have that and they have something else. That's what they do. They're asking us, though, to leave everything behind in America and take a chance in Africa or elsewhere, mostly Africa. Wing it, risk it all. Put your faith and hope in that movement, the movement of the move. And a lot of times people are finding out how hard that is, and then they don't have something to come back to, because unlike the white people or Chinese people or whoever else that decides to make that move, they always have a home base with another situation already set up. We are the people that don't have that going on because we don't have reparations. We don't have the wealth that other groups of people have. We have what we have. And if we use it wrong and lose it, we're just like anybody else out here struggling. And they know that. They know we're one hair away from being destroyed. And so if they can lock you into a system or force you to do something against your will based on so-called identity politics, which is what they're trying to play on us with Pan-Africanism, then down the road, I see a chance of us being done dirty collectively. And that's why I warn against Pan-Africanism. That's why I warn against this ecosystem. That's why I warn against Africans overall in West Africa, because again, they only want to get something from us. They never want to give us anything back. They don't give us shit. They have their hand out like, what can you give me? What you breaking me off with? What you breaking me off with? What you got? How much you got in your bank account? How much of that can I get? What you got? Hurry up. I need this. I need that. I want this. I want that. That's the only relationship that you are having in West Africa. That's the truth.
You go to the castle. It's 60 for foreigners, 10 for locals. I ain't never seen that nowhere. I ain't never went nowhere in the U.S., Mexico, and Canada where it said you pay, if you a local, if you're from here, you pay $3 for a Coca-Cola, but if you're a foreigner, you pay $8 for a Coca-Cola. I ain't never seen that nowhere except Ghana. All the airports I've been to, even when I accidentally ended up on the continent of Asia, which is another story, I ain't never seen nobody rush me in the airport, harass me, nothing. Nobody in the airport has ever asked me for no money, for nothing. I ain't gonna say you, I have only seen that in Ghana. Now let's talk about the fact that y'all welcomed us home and how this process looks to me. According to y'all, the ones of us that were stolen, because first of all, we're not all from here. I don't care what you have been taught and what you have been told.
But they've been trying to brainwash us into believing that we are from Ghana, y'all, or Nigeria. Both of them have been saying this because they all want our money. They don't care about us. They want our money. They want our fucking money. What happens to you, the outcome of you, oh fucking well. If you get sick, if you die, if you go missing, if you have financial ruin, if you get scammed, who cares? Oh well. Wake up.
All Black and brown people are not from here, okay? So let's talk about the process of coming home. Me and my sister get stolen from our mother when we're 6 months, 5 years old. Somebody kidnapped us. However it happened, we got stolen from our mother, our birth mother and father. 20 years later, we're probably 26 years old now. Our mother finds us and she said, baby, y'all come home. I miss you. Come back home. Get out them streets where they don't love you at and come home. So we drive, take a taxi, however we get to our mother's address. We get there. But before she let us come through the door, she says, oh, welcome home. But before you come in, can you pay me $300 to enter the door? That's the visa to come home. So, okay, we happy to be home. So we paid $300 to our mother to step foot in her house because we're excited to be home to the motherland, okay? We get in there, and now it's dinner time. And she has plates on the table for the kids that grew up in the house, and she has a plate on the table for me and my sister who was stolen years ago. And she says, oh, my daughters, because you didn't grow up here, my children get to eat free that grew up here, but because you were stolen and you're just coming back, I have to charge you $20 for a plate. So me and my sister, we're so happy to be home. We're confused. We pay her $20 for a plate. Okay? That's the cocoon shit. That's y'all giving us different prices for shit. Okay? Now we're at our mother's house and we're enjoying being there. We see something's a little weird, but we enjoy being back home with our mother. We decide we want to stay. And she goes, oh, you want to stay a little longer? You're going to have to pay me $1,000 every year to stay here. That's the residency. Now we're paying her for residency, even though she invited us home after we were stolen from her. Okay?
See what I mean? It's always going to be about what can you give to us until you ain't got nothing left to give, and we are on a cliff as it is. We're not like the whites and Chinese, the Lebanese, and everybody else with a nation and all their money, and they're not doing scams and stuff among themselves. They definitely are looking out for all their people. We're not like Somalians and anything like that. They know we're on a prayer. We're on a whim of a prayer. We cannot take the same chances as everybody else. But what does Pan-Africans tell you? Oh, the Chinese are doing it. The Europeans are doing it. Why can't you do it? Huh? What's wrong with you doing it? Debt slavery. Facts, Lynn. Now you know what I'm talking about. Let me see what you guys are saying in the chat room. Definitely debt slavery. I've been talking about it for 4 or 5 years now. It's real talk. Real talk. Let me go back up. I appreciate that you said that, though. That means that you've been listening or you already knew or know, because it's really the case of what it is, debt slavery. That they want us for debt slavery. That's all that they care about. I'm going back up. You said that they're hosting another reparations rally in June. I heard about it. I'm not impressed. Because, again, I don't see big news outlets and other governmental officials bring it up and even acknowledge an FBA. It's a phantom movement that's happening, secretly, but making it seem like it's really going down, and it's not happening the way it should, in my opinion. You said he's built for struggle. Yes, that dude in the car, the AI, if he was in the car, it did sound like he was in the car, though. You said we're not stuck. Our ancestors just provided for us so we wouldn't have to flee. But the thing is, Pinky, is that they're trying to do away with that guarantee by letting everybody else use it up and making it to where we're not even able to use it anymore. And they replace us with other aliens using our rights and civil rights and everything. They're just waltzing in and saying, I want rights too. I want those civil rights too. What have you done to earn those civil rights? Nothing. Can I get them? And so if you're giving them to everybody, that means that it's no longer our rights. It's everybody's rights. That's what they're doing right now, Pinky. Why do they need to send money home? And why they couldn't make the money at home is what Tyreek should have asked him, Pinky Wells says. Well, we already know they don't have jobs. They don't have production. They don't produce nothing. That's why I really find it very weird that they act like they know it all. And they don't know that much. You got to produce from what you get from the ground and make a production of something and have only you sell that so that the world has to buy it from you. That would be a great start if they could do that. But they haven't managed to do it now, have they? So how smart are they, really? Pinky Wells says why they don't build and why they need American money to build their country, because they want our slave to the system as they see we're a slave to the American system, which is our system, though. Even though we might not be treated like we want to be, it's still home. But they're using the fact that we're being mistreated as a way to maneuver of conversation-wise and make it seem like, oh, you can have peace and freedom over here. Bring that money. Bring that money. And you can do whatever you want, little blackie, black American, blackie. Pinky Wells says no African or Caribbean country is safe to relocate to. If it was, they would stay home. Exactly. They will go and it will be a migration to hurry back home. That's not happening. Pinky also says they might not let her leave alive. She better leave now. She is talking up, though. I love it. I don't know if she's in the same predicament as single women were, because she is married to an actual guy from Ghana. So maybe things could be a little bit different for her. I think that she's being smart by letting everybody know, letting her daughter know, and being very respectful about it as she tells it, though, you know, unlike other people. But it's a toss, you know, with the quarter to see if she's going to be safe or not. I think that she's safer, though. Miss D says, facts, Pinky Wells. They just reflected on the Rwanda genocide. It can happen again. Exactly, Miss D. That wretched tribalism can strike again. Alexis says, I only agree with corporate junkies saying the year of return was a scam, only to build up their economy. Exactly. I knew that was true. That's the only thing he said that was right. You're right about that. I never heard us hurting nobody over there. Why would you stay over there if you don't click? That's what I'd be tripping off of. They be getting, I think because maybe she spent so much money and determination to go over there. She doesn't want to be a failure right away. She wants to try to see if she can change it around. And most people tell them that they have time to make it turn around. And sometimes it works and sometimes it don't. So that's where she's at with it right now. But she's married to a guy from Ghana. So I don't think it's as easy for her to just pick up and go because of that tie. You said it would be amazing. It would be happening, just no news coverage. They don't like a lot of stories to get out. Well, they talk about a number of other stories about immigrants fighting for their rights and, you know, all this other stuff that's going on. They're recording all the news to us now. Why can't they record that? Think about it. You can record over everybody else's plight but ours. Everybody else is getting some airtime but us. There's something wrong with that picture. It's done on purpose because it's all a figment of our imagination. That's what it is. And no, we are not a part of the African diaspora. Pinky says we are not African diaspora made in America. American, not no damn African. Facts, Pinky. It's no hate, y'all, for those that are listening that happens to be African, because I get this. I'm sure people just like to surmise that I have to hate. No, we were 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, and on American. We don't want to change. We don't believe in a movement making a change for us. We don't believe in foreigners and strangers telling us that we have to do it all over again and start from base zero and see how it goes. That's not what we want. And so y'all should just respect where we are. We are American. That's our identity. That's been us for eons. And we don't want to change. Pan-Africans think that we should be able to quickly change and think about another landmass that we ain't ever been at. It's ridiculous. It's just outright ridiculous. You said, I don't think so. America is our homeland. They sold some of our ancestors weird to push us over. Yeah, they're trying to push us over. They're trying to bully us. They're trying to punk us. They're trying to demand this and that of us. And we got to stand firm. Alexis Fowler says, Africa and other foreign land is just a temporary vacation for me. Felt more thankful being American after return from Sierra Leone. I know you did, because I've looked at Sierra Leone and it's like garbage over there. The people getting those passports, I'm telling y'all, if they decided to port them based on that and make up a law or whatever, they're toast. They're toast. Miss D says, right, if they try, that civil war will break out over here. That's what they want. They want a civil war, Miss D. They want a redoing of the Constitution. They want to scrap our rights and liberties as a people that's free and American. They would love to scrap it, Miss D. You understand what I'm saying to you? So this is why they want to have as many foreigners over here in hopes that there be a civil war, in hopes that they have to redo everything and do away with everything, which would affect us overall. That's what they envision for our future. That's what they want. Alexis Fowler says, 4Black been saying this since COVID when I found her. I said it prior to that. I've been talking this way since 2019. I've been talking this way since 2019. After I knew of the firing of Dr. Ericana, things started clicking quickly about Ghana, quickly about the Black Caucus, quickly about all the organizations, and quickly about the Black Lives Matter. Everything came all at once with an understanding that this shit is not cool what they're doing to us. Why they don't target Caribbeans, those are the people, not Americans, who are melanated, because they don't have money and because they don't have the so-called recognition of the world. They want to get the ear and the eyes of the world, so they have to go through us. That's why they go through us, and we're the ones that supposedly having money. So that's why they're targeting us. And they want to decimate us. So they're targeting us so that they can get an opportunity of bankrupting us and scamming us and fooling us and all kinds of stuff happening to us. Over time, it will put a big dent in our ethnicity. Over time, if a lot of sad songs and stories are told, it will definitely put a dent in a Black American experience. And that's the way they want it. They're not trying to be beloved to us and build them up and see them prosper. No, take and use and abuse until you can't no more. That's what they're doing. That's how they're moving. That's the truth. You said, I didn't hear about the word diaspora until 2 years ago. Exactly. It's been around longer than that. But these so-called educated people are the ones that came up with the term to attach to us. The so-called educated people. Oh, I went and got this degree and I did that and I learned about that and you're a diaspora too, bitch. Whew. I look up the word, it states people who was land somewhere over there. Exactly. We're not the diaspora, but the so-called educated people are trying to include us in that, because for the purposes of Pan-Africanism and for the purposes of everything I've already stated in this video. Pinky says, didn't hear about diaspora until C19. Exactly. It's fairly new. They're pushing it now. I didn't have I didn't hear the terms diasporan, FBA, ADOS, and tether until 2020. Yeah, that was the word tether. When I first heard that word, I was like, whoa. And then when I seen the movie, I didn't watch the whole movie. I just seen the, what do you call it when they just do a screen of it? A commercial of it or whatever. I seen that and I was just like, oh my God, that shit is crazy and it's real. You said in Sierra Leone airport, we were followed to give money as soon as we hopped off the plane. I know that was scary, Alexis. My God, they ain't playing with y'all. They are not playing. Africa's burden of debt is too thick in the air for me to live there. Exactly. Being asked for money or bumping into too many love scammers every time I walk out the door is too much for me. He said every time you walk out the door, you got people falling in love with you. I love you, Alexis. Miss D says, but when Africa and Caribbean come over here, they don't pay. No, they don't. They come up. I will give it to the Caribbean, though. For the most part, they work hard, but they need to be appreciative of who made it easy for them to come over here to work hard. They didn't do it by them lonesome. They had our help. They don't want to give credit where credit is due. That's why a lot of them have the nerve to be arrogant as fuck, and they're not at all. They shouldn't be at all. Land outside of America is for temporary vacation. Facts. I mean, they pay the same as us. Okay, they pay the same. But the point is that they still made it over here because of what we done did. That's the fact of the matter. And immigrants, whoever you are, if you are not appreciative of what our forefathers and mothers have done, then again, you are a bitch. Alexis Fowler says the African migrants here collect cans and bottles to recycle for money or do food delivery illegally on someone else's account. I live in New York City. Wow. That's what they do. I'm pretty sure. Oh, you know what? There are a lot of Asians where I stay that pick up a lot of cans. I'm pretty sure it's big business because they start early in the morning, like 4 in the morning. They be starting and they go all day long and they do it consistently. I'm sure they make a lot of money doing that. You said the ones that came prior to this migrant crisis have good careers, but still have that AAR lazy mentality. Yeah, they do look down on us. There's no way that we can unify with people like that. It's just no way. That's why they stay where they are and we stay where we are. And they say we're trying to be divisive simply because we want our own identity. Like, the fuck? We want our own identity because it's power in identifying yourself because we never have. There is power in saying no more of this name change bullshit. We're not going for it. I'm calling myself this. There's power with that. And they don't want you to use that power at all. Len M says, if you want to know what's going on, I guess you meant to say follow the money. Exactly. And look how they treat us in Africa. Look at how much money they're getting from us. I'm going to go back to the lady in just a second. I just want to read as much as I can because I'm not going to come back for a little bit. But you said Africans are a big disappointment to Black Americans. For the most part, they are. There are exceptions to the rule, though. There's always exceptions to the rule. But for the most part, the way that they portray themselves and the way that they're only wanting from us to get from us money, it's not a relationship. It's parasitic. It's not anything that I would long for. And I don't know why they think that's something that we should long for them to take and leech off of us and just ask for money all the damn time. Like, what? Miss D says stolen. We need to learn history, try a few that was sold. Exactly. A few that was sold for those mirrors, for that alcohol, for that umbrella. Yeah. Hey, what's up, Afro Goddess? That slavery. That's right, Lynn. What's up, my sis? I've been listening, sister. Just couldn't type in. I will listen as much as I can. Love you. Love you more, Afro Goddess. Now that's a real one right there. That's my friend. That's my heart. I'm so appreciative to have a friend like her, y'all. Y'all should get a good friend like her. She's been solid. She's been real. She's been consistent. She's been unconditional. I love the hell out of Afro Goddess, but better be nobody do nothing to her or say nothing about her, because I'm coming. Easy Access, hi, for Black. This is a great topic for a live stream. Thank you for that, Easy Access. I don't know how long I've known you for. Has it been just a year or longer? I don't know, but I appreciate you a lot as a moderator. I think that I've heard you speak at least once. You know, you're a deep thinker when you talk, like I am. Alexis Fowler says, hearing testimonies from white foreigners on Trip Advisor forums is the real tea. They speak amongst themselves there too. And see, the thing is, Alexis, all other groups utilize social media to help them. We use social media to tear each other down. We can't be honest. The minute I'm honest is the minute I'm hated and I'm being divisive. And what I'm saying is not for the betterment of Black people. And it's like, it's not about Black. It's about us being American Black. You know, we're advocating for ourselves. I can't advocate for someone in Sudan. I'm sorry. I can't advocate for someone in UK, someone in Canada. I got to advocate for myself. The fuck? But when you advocate for yourself, there's something wrong with that, because they don't want us to care about ourselves one iota, and they're trying to groom us to have that mindset of not caring. You said they expect Black Americans to pay for their debts. That's what they expect, Lynn. Now, you know, thank you for hitting the like button. Can you guys all hit the like button? Please share the video, subscribe. You said our future grandkids ain't gonna believe this. The expat story should be documented. I feel like everybody that goes over there should definitely videotape and make a chronicle or write down in a diary or make mention that this has happened to them so that they can share, so that we can be warned in advance. Although I've been doing it for a while now, so you guys know I got the tea as best I can get it. You said, right, and melanated immigrants is dangerous. They are claiming our identity. That's the issue right there, Miss D. They're deliberately, I seen a video on Mike TV yesterday, and this woman, I believe, was from Sudan. And she said that she calls herself African American because she's from Africa. She's an African, and now she's in America. She can use the term. And she was very disrespectful in saying it. And she knows that she shouldn't be using it, but they don't care because, again, they're usurping our name. They have hijacked our name. That's why we have to rename ourselves. They have hijacked African American. I don't like the name anyways. I'm not connected to that name, so they can have it. But can I have one outside that you ain't got your filthy fingers on? Black American is supposed to be our name, untouched by any immigrant. And yet they're using it too. How many millions of them have decided to call themselves African or Black American? I bet you it's about 10. I would not be surprised if it's about 10 million. That's why we have to redeclare our identity and force them to allow us to name ourselves. Just like all these transgender and gay people with rights galore, how do they get together and do what they did? They still got genitalia swinging between their legs and they're a woman now. And we can't identify ourselves? Are y'all mad to allow that to happen? I'm saying let that be the reason why we move different. We talk different. We be different. Let that be the inspiration for them stealing our name to rename ourselves. Don't stick with that name and say, oh, well, they hijacked it. We're sharing it together. No. You said some are dangerous, not all. That's facts. But the ones that are using our name is dangerous because they are having two different identities, Alexis, that they're using. When they have set-asides for Sudan, they go get that money. They go apply in that business. They say, I'm a Sudan, I'm Sudanese, and I'm from Sudan. Can I get this money that's set aside for loans for businesses? And then before you know it, you see them with an up and running restaurant, or up and running clothing store, or up and running something, all for the sake of that set aside loan or set aside money, grant, whatever. And then they can come back and use African American another time. That means they're double dipping. That's fraudulent. It should be outlawed. To me, whoever does that is dangerous and fraudulent and fake. Len M says the police even shake you down for money in African country. Yes, they do. I showed a video about that before. Let me see if I can find that. They shake you down. You ain't never lied. This woman, white lady from Dutch, she recently got shook down in Nigeria. And they seen it and they got fired. Of Nigeria arrested. Let me see. Nigeria shakes down. Wait, ask for money. Ask for money. That's all they ever do is ask for money. Everywhere you go. In Africa, West Africa, all they got for you is, where can we get money from you? This is the relationship that they have with all so-called foreigners, and you are a foreigner. And they would have that relationship with you if you weren't. That's how they make extra money. That is the culture that they have built within Africa.
Now let's tell you that the Commissioner of Police, or your command, Debola Hamzat, has instituted a disciplinary procedure against some police special constabularies. They were caught in a viral video demanding money from a Dutch woman rider at Ojombodu area along Isai Womosho Road in Oyo. They have now been arrested by the police authority for their unprofessional, unacceptable, and punishable acts. The police authority also condemned the act and ordered that the men and their supervising divisional police officer be sanctioned accordingly.
I had hoped to hear him say it, though. I didn't really want her talking. Let me see if I can find him speak by himself. It happens all the time. But the case, they said it was dismissed. I don't know if that means that they got their job back, though. Let me see. It's weird. Why won't they let me? They won't let me play it now. Oh, well. Let me see what else you guys are saying. I'm almost done. She married a African man? Who did? Oh, yeah. The older lady. What's her name? Oh, man, I'm really bad with names. I think it's Kimberly. I would leave his ass by Ghana. Old, overweight, low self-esteem women is lunch meat in West Africa. Yes, they are. Stay away from hotel staff. I've seen in person street walkers hanging out inside the hotel I stayed at. Wow. They overlook 400. Yes. They overlook 400? What do you mean by that? Like they pretend like being gone 400 years and being all mixed up, it doesn't mean anything. Yeah, because they want our money. It doesn't mean anything for you to be a debt slave. People say we are mistreated in America. I see that mistreatment coming from foreigners, not white Americans. Immigration to America needs to come to a halt. Yeah, it does. All of it. We've done too much. You said, years we built this country. Yes. Lynn says facts. They are claiming our identity and they get angry when we point it out. What? You see me? That's right, Lynn. They get mad when you say what you're doing is fraudulent. They want us to just be good little slaves and shut the fuck up and sit in the corner. Alexis says, I'm very privileged in America. I'm not suffering. I'm not suffering either, but it's easy to suffer here in America. I'll make that understanding because I have suffered before in America. Trust and believe. So, but I'm still an American and I don't want to go somewhere else and suffer. I don't need to do that. Miss D says, we're not going to be forced. We're not going to build Africa. Oh, they're going to try. Miss D, I don't know if we'll see it in our lifetime, although I suspect we'll see some of it in our lifetime because they're trying to move quick. They're trying to demand stuff quick. Easy acts is a subtle paper genocide upon our ethnic group. Flat blackness will eliminate our group. So sad. Most of us see all of us as flatness. Yeah, they don't get it. They're not getting that you will be just considered like anyone around the globe at ground zero, starting all over again. That's what they want to do. They want to pull the leverage that we have here in America, what our ancestors have done for us to be protected with our citizenship and our rights to speak and our rights and overall. They want to have all that go away, y'all, and be on the same level as anybody from anywhere around the globe. That's what they call fairness. That's what they're calling equality. That's what flat blackness is. And dumb birds, such as Brandon of Strikes Back Again, such as Afro Think Tank, such as Dynasty Mayor, such as all these other Pan-Africans and leaning Pan-Africans don't get the memo. They don't understand you're going to start at ground zero with no leverage at all. Your ancestors have died for nothing. They're taking that away if they can. That's why we have to fight and say, no, I am distinct from these people coming over here. They just got here. We've been here. Our blood, sweat, and tears and what I've been through personally, I have happened here. I don't want them coming over here and sharing the same rights as me. They need to earn their own rights. Why they get to just have mine? You see what I'm saying? But Pan-Africans are so fucking dumb. They don't catch up. They don't get it. But a lot of them do get it, and they want us to suffer. That's what they want. You said, I'm comfortable here. Two, my daughter is in college and learning all this America is bad shit. I told her and her boyfriend I will buy them tickets to wherever country they want to go. Oh, shit. I heard that, Pinky. The Boule always on the globalist mess. Yes, they are, Miss D. Now you got it. The Boule, the Freemasonries, the people like Prince Hall, George Soros type. They all on that one blackness. They're all on that Black Lives Matter bullshit. That's where that comes from. Did you see global so-called foreign blacks come out the woodwork talking about we black too? With that Black Lives Matter, more so than ever, anytime ever. Now they're calling themselves black. And now they're arguing with us talking about Africa means black. That's what Afro Think Tank had the nerve to say, that blackness or being black equals African. No, it don't. Use a goddamn lie from the depths of hell. Use a fucking liar. You said facts. So, let me go back up. And they need to live there 1 year. I will send them money to live. I heard that, Pinky. You better than I would let them live there and make their own way and see how they want to respect America again. Don't disrespect America ever again. Facts, the so-called new black media keeps pushing flat blackness, and they're all globalists. All of them are socialists. You said even the successful African and Caribbean our name to come up here. Yeah, use our name to come up here. Everybody uses us, Miss D. Everybody has used us at some point or another. And now they want to spit in the face of the people that they used. We ain't got no friends. 400 years, they still think we the same. That's what I'm saying. It's ridiculous. They need to do a test. There was a respected doctor that said our genes is different from African and Caribbean. It is. We're multi-race people. We're not the same. We had an ethnogenesis. We're totally different now. Miss Know-It-All says everybody need to think for themselves, not group think mentality. That's how left wins black vote. I don't believe in being a Democrat. I'm not a Democrat at all. To be fair, I'm an independent. And I think that we should do away with Democrats all together. They have proven to us without a shadow of doubt how they hate us. If we don't see that now, I don't know what else to say. Pinky says the world is used to Black Americans fighting for the world now. We want to take care of ourselves because now, no, these people don't care about us. Yeah, they just want us to use ourselves up and spit us out. They want us to stay as sacrificial lambs, Pinky. Don't you know? The minute we start saying, hey, wait a minute, I don't want to be sacrificed for y'all no more. Y'all being divisive. Y'all being hateful individuals. You hate yourself? No, I'm trying to love myself. No, you don't. It's crazy. In Africa, they don't like to be filmed, so use hidden cameras to film the experience. Yeah, I've seen that. And once we do something they are embarrassed by, they make sure to separate themselves from us. Oh, yeah. Then all of a sudden, I'm not like them. I'm from here. I rock this flag. So keep rocking that flag. Keep staying as you were, please. We're not letting them have African American. The world knows us. That's why they want it. We can have Black American. Black American is the same. It's better than African American because it was first. I accept Black American. They can have African American, but just don't call yourself Black American. But I still want it to be known that those people, even if they use that name, they're not deserving of anything pertaining to reparations if ever it comes about. You said, I'm not even keen to use an African American if foreigners are using it. I'm okay with Black American or Indigenous Black American. Yeah, I'm better with Indigenous Black American because just in case they do use Black American, they can't say Indigenous. You goddamn lie. If your grandparents came here or your parents came over here, you're not Indigenous. You're not an Indigenous Black American. You said our leaders sold us out by saying we are the same. And too many non-native people cosplaying us in politics. We didn't even know they wasn't us. Yeah, they studied us well. Pinky says we can be under one ADOCS, American Descendants of Chattel Slavery, and all the labels that have been applied to us under that. I really don't like ADOS or ADOS. I really like Indigenous Black American. That's why I declared my name as that already. And I'll do that as much as I can. I heard you, sister. I will always have your back. We sisters for many, many years. You are such a beautiful person. I love your passion for what you believe in. And I appreciate you trusting me, Afro Goddess, because I know when I stopped talking to Suge and many other people, there was a lot of funk in the air. And you could have very well went off into the sunset and did whatever, but you stood by my side. And I really appreciate you so much for that, because that showed me that when the going got rough, you weren't going nowhere. And I really need to see those types of people in my life, because that's how I am as a person. If I do like you, I'll stand up for you. I'll be by your side. I'll fight tooth and nail. If I know that you're a righteous person and that you're not about bullshit, I will fight for anything for you. But a lot of people will use and abuse that aspect of you if you give it up too soon. And I've learned that to never, from now on, never give nobody credit where they have not earned. Just because they did one thing, it's not enough. You got to do a number of things before I give you any accolades. You have to be around consistent before I can give you any accolades. And I've just learned that lesson. But I know the real from the phony. And Afro Goddess is the real McCoy up in this bitch is Afro Goddess. Miss D says, Pinky Wells, we need to make sure we keep our accomplishments because AA is under that name. It's also Black American as well. You know, you could just say Black American, it still means the same, but it just means a little bit more closer to my emotion. But I like to say Indigenous Black American. That's what I'm going to start saying from now on. That's right. Thank you so much. My Afro Goddess is awesome. Pinky says exactly. We just have to keep these others out. We need Trump. We definitely need Trump, but it's going to be so hard for Trump to come back. They're fighting tooth and nail to keep him away. I don't know if that's going to work, but I hope. They only arrested because they are not melanated people. They did it too. Huh? They only arrested because they are not melanated people. They did it too. I'm not quite sure what that means, Miss D. You said he was only fired because of the embarrassment he caused Nigeria. They're not changing the shakedown. Just hope they don't get filmed. Yeah, that's right, Alexis. These people attach themselves to African American know that has clout, and African and Caribbean has none. That's why they're running like roaches. You're right. They want our name so they can be relevant. Without our name, they're not relevant. Who knows a famous Caribbean other than the dude that can run fast? Boat. Isn't that his name? Boat. Outside of that, the reggae singer, what's his name? Fuck, I can't even remember his name. I just gotta. The reggae guy that's mixed, that's passed on. Him, Bob Marley. Bob Marley and Boat is the only famous Caribbeans that I even care to really remember. Outside of that, who cares? Who fucking cares? Probably dismissed and money refunded. They lost their jobs and told next time to do without getting caught. Probably Easy X. That's why we should vote on policy, not race. That's right, Miss Know-It-All. You right about that. You said, I'm not suffering either. The only reason why I'm in this fight is because I fear what will happen to my future nieces and nephews and future generations of Black Americans. You're right about that, Easy X. Even if we are okay, we're the ones that's thinkers. Out of everybody, there has not really been a onslaught of people that are thinking about what this future will hold for us if we do not understand the propaganda that's being used and played against us. And you and I and everybody that's listening on my channel, I bring about this type of topic so that you guys can think about what could be going on behind the scenes. Hold on for a second. I forgot to put my charger on. Don't want the battery to go out. Anyways, you're right. We got to think about other people besides ourselves. You said D Nasty, former college classmate, commented under my video and think he went through a life-changing event to become a Pan-African and have opposing views of Black Americans. Of course he does. Who's D Nasty? Former college classmate. Now he's against Black Americans. See, they're anti-Black American. That's what I said. You said I used to be a so-called Pan-African. That's what that means. I'm not proud to say that, but I had to learn that lesson and the finesse of Africans. Black American panties are the worst and treacherous to their families and Black Americans. They are traitors. They are Benedict Arnold, I can't even talk. Benedict Arnolds is what Pan-Africans that are Black Americans are. They're not meant to care about our future and how they're decimating us on purpose, bankrupting us on purpose, luring us to our demise. And they are enablers to allow any and all things to happen surrounding their platform. They're our enemy. I don't know how else to put it. I don't care how they look. I don't care how they sound. I care what they do. I care what they're doing. And they're not our friends. You said the major online panniers haven't moved to Africa yet, but influenced thousands to move there. Biggest scam is the biggest scam ever, that they can make excuses as to why they can't move to Africa, but they're berating and bashing and accusing you if you don't feel like you ought to go do it yourself. It's fucked up, man, what they're doing to us. These people get very emotional about Black Americans' identity. It's as if their life depends on how Black Americans identify. That's the catch, Lynn. They have been feeding off of us so bad and so long. We haven't known we've been the menu. I didn't know that people was feasting off of my neck, sucking the blood out of me. Now I know. I'm like, fuck, get off my neck. Ooh, Lord have mercy. Mac Man says we got to get rid of the term Black as well. Eventually we can get rid of the term black. But for right now, how we're gonna make sure all our accomplishments and everything attached to us stays with us, we have to use Indigenous Black American, I think. That's what I think. Or Native Black American. Something. You said massive manipulation. Yes, that's what it is. Bellerin, Steele, Katina. Different name. Very interesting. Lynn says, it is rare to find a true friend, a ride or die friend. I'm a ride or die friend for sure. That's why I got to be very careful about who I give that card to. In Afro Goddess, I know I could be safe to be that way with. And I'm a ride or die for y'all, my channel. This is why I talk the way I talk, because I'm riding for y'all. If y'all haven't noticed, I'm riding for the right thing, even if it seems like it don't make sense right now. I'm piecing the stuff together and showcasing it as I go. I'm riding for y'all. Okay, so Dynast, Lou, LOL, you or Tyrone came up with that name. Oh, D Nasty. I think that was, I don't know. Was that me? Or Tyrone? It might have been. Delineation is killing them. Oh, yeah. They're crying. So let's get back to this lady that's breaking it all the way down. I found it very interesting how she is going in, speaking about what's going on in Ghana. And it's only the right way to go out, because she's being very transparent and very real. And I really like her. I hope nothing happens to her. I would be very upset. I just found her like maybe a couple of months ago, though. But she's not playing. She is not playing. Please support her. This is Passport Traveler. Go find her platform and support her.
Invited us home after we were stolen from her. Okay? Now we pay the residency, and then we decide, you know what, we want to get on the birth certificate. We kind of like it here. It's a little weird, but we comfortable enough to stay here. And she tells us, oh, in order for you to stay here, I have to put my name on your birth certificate. That's going to be $3,000 each, please. And then I will put your name on the birth certificate, and you will become a family member. That's the citizenship. So how are we home if we got to pay y'all? Why aren't the visas free? If this is home, why don't you make this visa free for us? If this is home, why do we have to pay to be a resident? If this is home, why isn't our citizenship automatically given to us? Why did I have to pay in 2021 960 CDs for a green card, for a Ghana card? My husband didn't pay nothing.
She got a Ghana card, y'all. Remember I told you about that card? It's supposed to be linked up to her bank account. I don't know if she did it or not, though. But let's listen.
Now, I have heard locals in the crowd say that they had to pay 240 CDs. Why was there a KEA office right across the street from my store, a little down from my store, where the Ghanaians go to get their Ghana card? Oh no, as an American, I had to pay a taxi to take me 3 hours away to Takoradi to get my Ghana card and pay 960 CDs for it. And to this day, I ain't never used it for nothing. What the fuck is it for?
Like I said, they had some hiccups with this Ghana card. They had big imaginations for it, though. They're going to bring it back. It's going to be reworked. It's going to be something. They just didn't get it together. It was a whole lot of forcing for them to get these cards, and this, I don't know, something happened with the system. It wasn't panning out right, and right now it's not even working. It's so strange, though. They try to make it work.
Because I ain't used my Ghana card not one time. So I'm just going to add corporate junkie, if I said your name right. Me and my sister finna get into this a little deeper. This was just a little introduction to how I feel about your reaction to our video. Now, you did leave up. First of all, I'm not the older lady. My name is Kimberly. She clearly introduced me as Kimberly. Slow down and pay attention. Be respectful. The thing about Ghana is stop crying victim. Stop crying victim, because y'all cheat us out of a lot of stuff. We move into houses. We pay thousands of CDs to move into these houses just to get in there and find out 7 of the plugs, out of 7 plugs, 6 of them don't work. Out of 3 bathrooms, only 1 toilet flushes. There's the roof's leaking. There's snakes everywhere. There's lizards all over the house. And then once the landlord gets your money, you don't see his ass no more. What you hear is, I'm coming. I'm coming. So let's talk about how y'all abuse us. Oh, and for the girl who said, I'm tired of you talking about trolls, I really want to follow you. I'm trying to get into your content, but I'm tired of you addressing trolls. What the fuck you should have did was went to the people trolling me and told them, why are you trolling this lady? If you don't like her page, get off of here. But no, you chose to turn into a troll. But I blocked you, so you probably won't see this message. Oh, no, you will, because you'll come in under another. As soon as you realize you're blocked, you'll come in under another page. Okay, if you're tired of me talking about the trolls, what you should be tired of is people trolling me. Grown people trolling me, talking shit on my platform. That's what you should be tired of, not the fact that I keep addressing it. I can address it however, I can keep addressing it until I choose to stop. Okay, y'all stop punching me, I'm going to stop punching you. That's how the fight is going to end, okay? So anyway, but you got blocked. So again, stop crying victim, Ghana. Stop acting like y'all perfect and y'all don't do nothing to us. You do. You do a lot to us. The year of the return was bullshit. It was a way. Okay, first of all, the man said that we come over here and we don't do nothing to develop Ghana, to develop the land. It's not our responsibility to come to your land because you make us know it's yours and develop your land. Now, it would be nice, and some people have. Okay, let's talk about the fact that we come over here and buy land just to find out a year later some old ass elder come along and say, oh, it's our land, we want it back. The person that sold it to you wasn't supposed to sell it to you. Let's talk about that. Oh, but see, me and my sister.
And all these traps I be showcasing, all these lined up, rigged up traps that's getting y'all ensnared in debt and also litigation in court. All these things keep happening. She's breaking it down real quick, but just listen to all the shit you got to go through.
Get into it all. So make a reaction to that video because you were wrong. And if I'm not mistaken, then you tried to throw it in Ghana's face. Americans didn't want to come to Nigeria. They didn't want to go to Nigeria. No, the fuck we didn't. We came to Ghana. Ghana welcomed us. But then you tried to throw it in Ghana's face like, ha, 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 Ghana. Y'all got all the Americans. Now look what happened. Again, though, Ghana, stop playing victim. Y'all know what y'all do, and y'all know we're speaking the truth. Y'all got people rocking around scared to speak the truth. Why? You say shit like, get out our country. Oh, motherfucker, I am one step from getting the fuck out this country. Trust me. And I know there's a lot of people here that genuinely do love me that's around me, so I'm not talking about y'all. Okay. Respond to that. Because like I said, me and my sister, we're going to make another video and we're going to discuss this. And you can feel free to make your reaction to her video or whatever you want to do. But I'm not sure if you're Nigerian. First of all, I think you're Nigerian. And I'm not sure if you're living in the U.S. But if you are living in the U.S., what did you do to help develop anything in the U.S.? When you go to work every day, if you're working, what have you done to better the U.S.? Why you think it's our responsibility to come over here and better Ghana? Like we're supposed to.
We're supposed to be everybody's bitch and hoe. That's what they think. They want us to pay everything out of pocket for everything, build everything, risk everything. Buy land, build a house, do a business, throw everything you got at it. And when they snatch that shit away, I'm telling you, that's going to be the doomsday of all. And I've been trying to tell y'all that is what is staring and waiting for many of y'all, unbeknownst to y'all, because you do not have the wealth like the Chinaman or the European. You don't have another house that you keep going at in America, unless you got it like that. Maybe some can do it that way, but it's rare. It's rare. It's rare. If you had to sell your house to make that move to go to Ghana, Like Anja Africa did all that to go to Gambia, and all the others that did the same thing, and look how they ended up. It was a tragedy. It was a doomsday scenario. It did not go the way they envisioned. It did not end at all, nowhere near how they envisioned. And it took a matter of years, the longest that it took for the lady Shakina, 7 to 8 years. But everybody else, 2 to 3 years. 2 to 3 years. Then you meet your doomsday. That's what we doing? Going to Africa to set ourselves up for the doomsday? And we're not supposed to talk about it? We ain't supposed to point it out.
Come over here and develop a country that we have to pay to stay in. What, you sound stupid. That you expect us to come over here and start developing land that we have to continuously pay to stay in? If I don't renew my visa, I gotta go. Or I have to live here illegally. Why? Because this is not my home. People coming from Canada, Canada is your home. If you was born in the UK and raised there, the UK is your home. If you was born in the United States of America, that is your home. Ghana's cool. Like I said, I've been here over 3 years. Nothing has happened to make me want to run away from here until now. And pretty much just social media. Social media lets you see what people really think about you. It lets me see what the Ghanaians and the Nigeria, what the fuck y'all got to say? Because I ain't in y'all country saying shit about y'all. What I talked about.
Nigerians think they're all overlords. They want to be so bad, making us do whatever they say. They wish they had it like that. That's why the Nigerians are all in our midst. Corporate junkie. All the Nigerians can't keep us out of their mind. Kandala, hello, I know you're listening. So obsessed with us. Cannot breathe without bringing us up in a conversation. You could be talking about war, something in Nigeria that's going on, and then somehow the Black American or the African American just has to come up. FBA has to come up. ADOS has to come up. My God, Kandala. And you get a pep in your step when you talk about us. Any other time, you just kind of like, you talking about, yeah, the Black Americans, the African Americans.
What I do know is how y'all treat us when you get to the U.S. How about the Ghanaians came to the U.S. and started calling us you blacks? You blacks. I was roommating one. I said, why you keep calling us you blacks? You the blackest person I ever met. And I ain't had nothing against black people. I love dark men. He said that when he first of all, him and 200 other people were rescued from the Sierra Leone, from the Blood Diamond War. The U.S. came over here, according to him, and the few of them that I talked to that came. The U.S. came and rescued them. Got them visas, passports, made them fake birth certificates, whatever they had to do to get them on the plane, paid for their plane tickets, fed them. When they got to the U.S., they went to different states. The ones I met went to Texas. They paid for them a 2-bedroom apartment for 6 months, put a food stamp card in their hand that they didn't have to go to the welfare office and apply for, 6 months worth of food stamps. Pay for their visas, all their shots, whatever they needed to come here, whatever. They came off the plane set and ready to go. The government has done that for who in America? You said people from Section 8 is coming over here. Shut your ass up. Everybody coming over here ain't living off Section 8 and government money and all that shit. And if we are, so what? The people that do, they work for their fucking money. Okay, understand that. Okay, the boy told me, he said, Kimberly, the reason why I say that is because that's what we were told. He said, before we came here, we had...
No, she talking about the corporate junkie guy, the Nigerian. She talking about the Nigerian corporate junkie had something to say about her response to, Black Americans cutting up in Africa and Ghana. And she had a little bit to say about the imagery of it and how it's affecting, us overall being in Ghana and the perception and this and that and the other. you know, and other things. I didn't watch the whole video, but that's the gist of the video. And he went and got a hold of it and started doing a couple of spin tails on it. And so now she's responding to him back saying, no, hold up. This is what I meant. Don't be putting words in my mouth. And this is what I'm talking about. If you want to really get into it, we can really get into how we really treat it over here in Ghana. And that's why she's going in.
Orientation. A live, or I heard now it's a video. He said we had an orientation. And they told us in the orientation.
But we're always been known as the blacks. He's not the first one to ever say that we were called black. Not the blacks, like he says, but black. Because everybody else was not called black. We were Black American. And so when you have renowned singers such as Michael Jackson, the black artist, you know, you have Mike Tyson, the black boxer, the Black American boxer, or the black. They did describe us as being the black. You know, we weren't many other blacks with the global black. That wasn't even a conversation like that. I don't remember a time it was a host of, you know, a black man from, you know, unless they specifically said the city or something like that. But I'm talking about overall, like a grouping of them. You know, we were known as the Black Americans. That's what we were known as. That. I know Alfredamus does say the blacks. He's, you know, I can't I don't really like him. Like I said, he's calling himself cleaning up his channel from what he used to allow, because he's trying to get money too. That's it. That's all. That's all people are trying to do with us. How can I get my hands on their money? They can just fork over this money and that money and do this and do that. It's unbelievable how they think we're supposed to be. It's unbelievable. And y'all just be like letting that shit ride. Okay. You said we will learn a lot from you, from Easy Axe to Panny, the ex-Panny. I hate that name because when I say Panny, I be thinking of people thinking it's panties, but we're talking about Pan-Africans. True colors because they are so angry. And they're so angry because we see our survival going down the drain by being connected to everybody like that. Our survival is going down the drain. And that is the truth. And we're not supposed to see it. Be obsessed because we blessed. We want to try to stay that way. She needs to be protected with check-ins. Yes, she needs to definitely check in. That's right. If you need to sell anything, you need to keep your poor ass in America. Facts. Yeah, it's time for her to come back to the U.S. before they get to her. They don't like free speech. No, they don't. Yeah, they don't like free speech. I hope she's being smart with her husband. She got a real young husband, but she might need to come before it gets dangerous for her. I love her too. Yeah, she's a real raw one. I like her. The birth certificate is a scam too. 3,000. Alexa says, I don't even think I have to pay $40 to get a new birth certificate here. Shit like that. ADDA, don't question in Africa and just pay. Shaking my head. Yeah, $3,000 just out the gate like that. Just breaking y'all down. Yeah, get that. Yeah, get that. Take that. Get that. Crazy. You said, I'm pleading with Black American women in the chat or listening in the clouds. If you must go to Africa, please be careful and try not to travel alone. Go with people you can trust. Easy X. Thank you for that. I really appreciate that. I say don't take your ass there at all. Get ready for what's coming on in American soil. Get ready. Get ready. Get your family ready. Get their mind ready. Have conversations like this and talk about what is going to happen with us moving forward. If this and that and the other, you know, something. You said only going to Egypt. Is it nice in Egypt, Pinky? That trip to Tanzania is out. You're not going? I'll be vacationing in another country. Not take that. Yeah, take that, you know. But what I'm saying is they're snatching shit from you, though. Not the way that Diddy said it. Not the same way. I realize now that he does say that, but I mean like snatch up money from you, just taking it. Take that, take that, take that, take that, you know, like snatching shit. Ooh, the way they do us, the way they expect us to just fall in line with that mentality is really I don't know what to say, but I love to listen to Frederick Douglass to zap me out of my stupidity. Whenever I feel dumb or I done forgot, I go back to the basics. I go back to the man that survived slavery and the man that knew the direction of the country and the man that had our identity understood and the man that wasn't shy to say that we are American and we belong in America. And I want to play a snippet of this so that you guys can see the reenactment to the Lessons of the Hour by Frederick Douglass. And this, to me, is a very potent reenactment in what he said and how he, just listen.
Never proclaimed or adopted a separate policy for himself or for the country. The Negro has never acted apart from the whole American people. He simply kept pace with the average intelligence of his age and country. He has gone steadily along in the line of his politics with the most enlightened citizens of the country. He has never gone faster or farther. He has always voted with one or the other of the two great political parties. If the votes of these parties have been guided by intelligence and patriotism, the same must be said of the vote of the Negro. The proposition to disenfranchise the colored voter of the South in order to solve the race problem, I therefore denounce as a false and cowardly proposition, utterly unworthy of an honest and grateful nation. It is a proposition to sacrifice friends in order to conciliate enemies, to surrender the Constitution for the lack of moral courage to execute its provisions. It is a proclamation of the helplessness of the nation to protect its own citizens. It says to the colored citizen, we cannot protect you. We therefore propose to join your oppressors. Your suffrage has been rendered a failure by violence, and we now propose to make it a failure by law. And this, there was never a surrender more dishonorable, more ungrateful, and more cowardly. When the moral sense of a nation begins to decline and the wheels of progress to roll backward, there is no telling how low the one will fall or where the other will stop. This downward tendency has swept away some of the most important safeguards of justice and liberty and dimmed the luster of the American name. Your Supreme Court has surrendered. State sovereignty is essentially restored. Civil rights bills are impaired. The Republican Party has become a party of money rather than a party of humanity and justice. We may well ask, what next? Rebel rule is now essentially restored in many states. It is gradually capturing the nation's Congress. The cause lost in the war is the cause gained in peace. And the cause gained in the war is now the cause lost in peace. The landowners of the South want the labor of the Negro on the hardest terms possible. They once had it for nothing. They now want it for next to nothing. To accomplish this, they have contrived 3 ways. The first is to rent their land to the Negro at an exorbitant price per annum and compel him to mortgage his crop in advance to pay this rent. The laws under which this is done are entirely in the interest of the landlord. He has a first claim upon everything produced on the land. The Negro can have nothing without the consent of the landlord. As the Negro is at the start poor and empty-handed, he has to...
And why is that? Because no wealth. And this has been the case since way back when. They don't want us to have that wealth. I really don't think that reparations is the most important thing right now because I don't really see it happening. They're going to make sure to disappoint us. I really feel the identity is the most important thing. I'm going to keep saying that. Anyways, let's go.
Draw on the landlord for meat and bread to feed himself and family while his crop is growing. The landlord keeps books. The Negro does not. Hence, no matter how hard he may work or how hard saving he may be, he is in most cases brought in debt at the end of the year, and once in debt, he is fastened to the land as by hooks of steel.
Especially if they celebrate those holidays like clockwork and spend all that money to do all that stuff on holidays, Christmas, New Year's, all of them. It's like they get us that way too. A lot of us overbearingly spend money that we really shouldn't be spending, and then something happens the next year. Come on.
If he attempts to leave, he may be arrested under the order of the law. Another way to perpetuate slavery under emancipation, and which is still more effective, is the practice of paying the laborers with orders on the store instead of lawful money. By this means, money is kept out of the hands of the Negro, and the Negro is kept entirely in the hands of the landlord. He cannot save money because he gets no money to save. He cannot seek a better market for his labor because he is by that vicious order system already in debt, and therefore already in bondage. Thus he is riveted to one place and is in some sense a slave for a man to whom it can be said, "You shall work for me for what I choose to pay you and how I shall choose to pay you." That man is in fact a slave, though he may be called a free man. Now, my friends, this brings us to a final proposition, held up as the solution of the race problem. It is the proposition to colonize the colored people of America in Africa. Happily, this scheme will be defeated, both by its impolicy and by its impracticability. It is all nonsense to talk about the removal of 8 millions of the American people from their homes in America to Africa. The expense and hardships, to say nothing of the cruelty attending such a measure, would make success impossible. The American people are wicked, but they are not fools. They will hardly be disposed to incur the expense, to say nothing of the injustice which this measure demands. Africa, according to her colonization advocates, is by no means modest in her demands upon us. She calls upon us to send her only our best men. She does not want our riffraff. The colonization advocates want not only the best, but millions of the best. Better still, they want the United States government to vote the money to send them there. They do not seem to see that if the government votes money to send the Negro to Africa, that the government may also employ means to complete the arrangement and compel us to go. Now I hold that the American Negro owes no more to the Negroes in Africa than he owes to the Negroes in America. You know, my friend, there are millions of needy people over there, but there are millions of needy people over here as well. And the millions in America need intelligent men of their number to help them, as much as intelligent men are needed in Africa to help her people. We have a fight on our hands right here. A fight for the redemption of the race. And a blow struck successfully for the Negro in America is a blow struck for the Negro in Africa. For until the Negro is respected in America, he need not expect consideration elsewhere. All this native land talk, however, is nonsense. The native land of the American Negro is America. His bones, his muscles, his sinews are all American. His ancestors for 270 years have lived, labored, and died on American soil. And millions of his posterity have inherited Caucasian blood. It is pertinent, therefore, to ask, in view of this admixture, as well as in view of other facts, where the people of this mixed race are to go. For their ancestors are white and black, and it will be difficult to find their native land anywhere outside of the United States of America. But the worst thing, perhaps, about this colonization nonsense is that it throws over the Negro a mantle of despair.
Yeah, it makes you scattered brain. It makes you loony bird. It makes you indecisive. It makes you ponder too much. It makes you not be active. It makes you confused. He said they came to colonize us to Africa. This was the American Colonization Society in the 1800s that he's referencing to. And he wanted us to know that this happened around that time, and this is happening again. The same scheme as before. But they're trying to trick us to go by using social media and have you spend your own money. That's the catch. They're not giving you money. They want you to spend your own. You risk it all. A lot of people are risking it all. Some people have family, they'll be spared. Some people have enough money, they have their home in America and somewhere else, if they got it like that. But there's not that many that got it like that. Anyways, let's get back to this.
It leads him to doubt the possibility of his progress as an American citizen. It also encourages popular prejudice with the hope that by persecution or by persuasion, the Negro can finally be dislodged and driven from his natural home. It forces upon the Negro the idea that he is forever doomed to be a stranger and a sojourner in the land of his birth.
And remember, there was a category of colored, the category of Negro. We have relatives on both both spots, and even mulatto, some cases, I'm sure. But just imagine what color really meant. And imagine what some people were misclassified and called Negro based on how they looked. People just swapped people out of certain categories and placed them here and made a very ambiguous system of identity for us. And we've been having the same issue all this time. And it's got to stop, y'all. We have got to let that be the reason why we bring our power back into existence, because we have to be on one accord about having the power over our identity. That's where everybody's trying to weakening us about is our identity, specifically us as Americans. And it brings a lot, and it brings a lot of anxiety to me. It brings a lot of anxiety to me, because that's how important it is.
All this is hurtful because it sets the Negro to groping everlastingly after the impossible. Every man knows that home is the fountainhead, the inspiration, the foundation, the main support, not only of all social virtue, but of all motives to human progress. No people can prosper or amount to much unless they have a home or the hope of a home. A man who has not such an object in view, either in possession or in prospect, is a nobody and will never be anything else. To have a home, the Negro must have a country. And he is an enemy to the moral progress of the Negro, who calls upon him to break up his home in this country in order to find an uncertain home in Africa. Colonization is no solution, but an evasion. It is not.
But invasion. An invasion. Colonization is nothing but an invasion. Invasion, imposement of our rights, of our civil rights, of our plights, of our narrative, over our identity, over our destiny. It's very important that we take it more serious than we have been. We've been playing around with our life, y'all. It's pretty scary out here. Grown people have been playing around with their life and letting things just happen to us like it's no big thing. And I'm just kind of tired of that.
Repentance, but simply putting the wronged ones out of our presence. It is not atonement, but banishment. Not love, but hate. Its reiteration and agitation only serves to fan the flame of popular prejudice and to add insult to injury. The righteous judgment of mankind will say, if the American people could endure the Negro's presence while a slave, they certainly can and ought to endure his presence as a free man. Americans hear this and hear it plainly. We are here, and we are here to stay.
That's what I say. We are here to stay. There should not be no flip-flop on who you should think you should be and who are you and what your allegiance or thought process should be. If you are unsure, confused, you're going to make a lot of mistakes, hasty mistakes. And that's the way they get us when we get emotional and we act hasty and we do things, just trial and error things, beckoning us to just do whatever. It's unfortunate. Let me see what you guys are saying in the chat room. Thank you all for listening. If you have not yet, please like and share the video. This is for Black Righteous Folks Home. We're talking about identity politics. We're talking about our identity. We are talking about Indigenous Black Americans needing to make it more official. We are talking about how Pan-Africans and others think that they should be able to concoct a plan to fuck with us, with our identity, through this flat blackness or block of blackness, blackity black, black lives matter, propaganda of a blackness. This has got to stop. He said, I've always felt a connection to Egypt, too. Some sounds cray-cray, have some of their art. Anything that looks Egyptian, I want it. I heard that. Okay, got some style then, I guess, huh? I've never really thought about Africa on no capacity, to be honest. Never. I mean, I look at it on YouTube and it's like good enough to see it on YouTube. I don't need to get there. I ain't flying nowhere for no 18 hours for nobody and pay money to. No. Alexis says, okay, Pinky, just understand what is calling you to Egypt, because many sisters said they felt a calling and they are not here no more. Oh, wow. Just be careful, Pinky, if you do go. Please elaborate, Pinky says. If you're going to go, you have to go with a man to protect you and not going to scam you, Alexis says. Going with a tour, never alone. Okay, Anna, Veronica, and the list goes on. And then Alexis says, great. And Pinky says, identity is the most important. It is, Pinky. I always felt a connection to Madagascar, something like that. In fact, I went there once. It's a beautiful island with interesting people and culture. I felt so out of place. Also has most poverty in Africa. Don't they do slavery over there? Is that the place? Oh, they do it in it's another M word, Maritera, something like that. It does appear as if these immigrants fleeing to the United States have made an agreement with the powers that be. If they can usurp our identity and push us to Africa, they can take our place in the United States. That's exactly what is happening, Lynn M. That's it. They're replacing us. They're using our name. They're identity theft. And they're taking our place, and people are allowing it to happen. It's crazy, man, right now. You said, I watched a few docs on Madagascar, one yesterday about the caviar industry. They conspired together against Black Americans to keep Black Americans as debt slaves. That's exactly what they're doing. If they keep us at the bottom, we'll just be debt slaves. And they want us to stay as is at the bottom. They don't want us to get better and get a stronghold up out of the debt. Can someone please send this video to the great Dr. Umari? I don't know who that is. But there's a higher power and karma is bitch, Lynn says. The best of Black Americans don't need to be over there. Might zing with the riffraff. Caviar and vanilla are what they grow and export the most. Lynn says we don't owe those Africans nothing. And I won't get a penny. They won't get a penny from me. Like I said, it's not worth that type of relationship where you just want something from people all the time. That doesn't make no sense. Everybody knows that it's not a real relationship. That's being used and abused. Lynn says America is our native land. Yep. Mikey says you're not so important. I thought I timed you out, Mikey, because I wanted to let you see how unimportant you were. You needed to go somewhere. Do I have to remove you altogether? I don't like getting those types of things where I'm having a hard time getting rid of somebody. Hold on. That's weird. My thing is not working or something's. Hold on. I hope you guys enjoyed the Frederick Douglass little enactment that he read or he was acting out. I really feel a whole lot of pride about how he was and what he said. And he kind of like left a cliff note for us to get. that, this type of thing has happened, and more than likely it could happen again. And this is where we are. Make no mistake about that. You said, as For Black said, Easy X says, if you need any grounding on where we as Black Americans should stand, just go back and listen to our ancestors. Yes, they made mistakes, but they were correct most of the time. Yep. Very important to this world, unlike you. Yes, we should be important to ourselves, though. The problem is we're important to the world for the wrong reason, for sacrifice and for debt. At some point we shouldn't want to be debt slaves, and we want to stay free as best as possible. You said panties hate our ancestors that said we are Americans and America is our home. No hate against Africa, just love for our people and our country. Exactly. They're trying to say there's something wrong with us for saying we're American, to try to get us to go over there while they replace us. This is the fucked up shit. It is jacked up. So you know what? I'm gonna play a little bit more of the lady telling her truth, and then I'm going to conclude this video. But I was going to play a little bit of I don't know if you guys want to listen to Yvette Carnell. Let me know if you want to listen to a little bit of Yvette Carnell, because I could play Mauritania is where they still have slavery, in FGM. It's in the Northwest Africa. Okay, yeah, that's jacked up, the FGM. Wow. So which one do you want to listen to? I can go back to the lady that was talking, the passport traveler, or I can go to Yvette Carnell altogether. I just didn't know, because sometimes Yvette Carnell just is scripted to me. So that's why I don't be listening to her as much. I don't know. Dr. Umar should watch the Frederick Douglass video. Oh, yeah, he would be shocked. Easy X. We wrong for owning our Americanists, but they're anchor babies, Americans. Exactly. It's okay for their babies to be Americanized, but just not the people that's from America to claim being America. You see how the mind fuck of that is like? And we don't have people outraged about it. That's what I be tripping off of. Like, man, they just doing us any kind of way. Ain't nobody said shit about nothing. My God, what's wrong with us? But I'm here, y'all, for y'all. I'm a rider for y'all.
To be careful of Black people. They're robbers, stealers, car thieves. They own drugs. They're lazy. They don't want to work. He said they told us that. They told us not to look at white women, because if you look at a white woman, you will go to jail. He said, so I was scared to look. He said, I saw a lot of white people and I wouldn't put my eye on them because they told us not to look at white people. So this is what they're teaching them coming across the border, that Black people ain't shit, we lazy and we don't want nothing. But then y'all turn around and want us to come here. But when y'all get over there, y'all nasty to us. Y'all treat us like the Nigerians are very nasty to us. They treat us like shit. They come over there like they're the white people that don't like us, and we ain't shit. I've witnessed it, seen it, worked with them. They've been my neighbors, dated one, and all kind of shit. As far as the Ghanaians, I only had a problem with one Ghanaian person in the U.S. because I only met one. The Ethiopians, I met them. They pretty much keep to themselves. Haven't had a problem with them, but I was never friends with an Ethiopian. I just worked with them, and they would just pretty much do their work and mind their business. But the Ghanaians and the Nigerians and the Liberians, I've had experience with them. The Liberian guy that was our roommate, he was pretty much to himself. He went to work every day like we did and would come home and stay in his room. This was years ago, but still, I have experienced them. Okay, out of the 200 that crossed the border that the U.S. brought over here from the Blood Diamond War, within 2 months, 8 of them got deported. Why? They were out partying, getting drunk, being stupid, fighting, being disrespectful, and they got deported. So
she is talking about the people that had the Diamond War. I think she said they were from Sierra Leone, and that they were brought to America for all expenses paid for, put up for 6 months, given EBD card, given monies and opportunities and whatever. And then eventually they were to pay it back. And she's talking about how they were depicted or told about us being criminals, being lazy, being, vile people, in other words, and to not look at white people in their eyes or nothing like that. And this was supposedly the training that they got when they first landed in America pertaining to Black Americans and pertaining to how to deal with the white people, which is not really look in their face, not look in their eyes. Just listen.
Are you on here? I don't know what's your name, copycat junkie, some shit like that, whatever your name is. Study your shit a little more. You left a whole part of the video out where I was describing how even Black Americans had treated me being in Ghana. Not just how they treating Ghanaians, but we're telling you me. I ain't gonna speak for Just. I was speaking my experience, what I saw, and it was wrong. But that's not all Americans. A lot of Americans here bought a house in a corner somewhere and they minding their own damn business. Okay, I'm very kind to Ghanaians. Okay, let me just get into this. I ain't helped develop shit because I didn't come up here to help develop Ghana. I like the fact that the city I live in is undeveloped. That's what I love about it. I love that it's undeveloped. I chose not to live in Accra. I don't like it in Accra. I don't dislike Accra. I don't like it in Accra. I don't like being in Accra. Okay. Some of us come here just to settle and have our peace and our freedom. We don't come here to fight for rights and build the land and develop the land. We don't come here to do that. And it's stupid and sad for you to expect us, because what you're saying is y'all want us to come here for our money. That's what my ears are hearing.
And that's all you gonna hear. Where is your money to our hand? What do you got? Let me shake you down. Let me take. Oh, take. That's it. Till you ain't got no fucking more. And y'all want to go over there to that type of place. Y'all want to go over there to a motherfucking predator economy that's just trying to just do us any kind of way. It's crazy to me. I don't give a damn. No dick, no pussy would be worthy of me subjecting myself to that type of treatment. That type of mentality. I would never.
Developed in America. What recreation center have you built in America? What new daycare center have you built in America? What homeless person have you picked up off the ground and offered them and paid for them a house to live in America? What have you done since you've been over there? Now, like I said, I'm not attacking.
Yeah, but this Nigerian thinks that we should be developing if we go over there to Africa, but he can come to America and tell us what to do. A Nigerian in America is calling himself, blaming, critiquing her for not bringing business or doing some development over there. Like, they expect us to really give our all. Like I said, the sacrifice. They want that sacrifice. They can taste it. Damn. Give all you got. But they ain't gave shit. They sitting up in America having a good life and telling you to get gone. And motherfuckers are doing exactly what they're telling them to do. It's crazy.
Nigerians, nobody. I'm speaking my truth, my experience, and the first one of y'all to come for me is getting blocked, because y'all gonna come, but you gonna get blocked. I don't even know if I'm gonna respond to you. I'm just gonna go ahead and block your first, second, and third page that you come on, because you gonna keep coming back. Like I said, the best thing for you to do, and then y'all I keep talking about trolls. Here we go with the trolls again. Like I said, stop fucking with me. You said fuck you. No, don't fuck me. Fuck with me is what you need to do. Okay? This is the stuff I have to wake up and read on my pages, in my comments. Fuck you. No, bitch, come fuck with me. That's the best thing you can do. The little Aunt Jemima chick out there in the crowd, girl, shut your ass up. You made a threat, and the threat was that I'm going to have to see you one day. Okay. I might. Anyway, I love y'all. Honestly, from the bottom of my heart.
She said she might see her. Wow, so she got beef with somebody possibly that's on YouTube or something? Wow, that's crazy. I wonder who she meant, the Aunt Mommy. I don't know who she's referencing to, but I'm be interested in seeing more of what she's talking on. And Yeah, I'll definitely try to keep up with that. You said, in claiming our identity, Major Black says, do you think we should become bilingual as part of our identity? I think that it won't hurt if you learn Spanish, because that's the direction that they're trying to make this country go in. If that's what you have extra time you can do and learn on the side, that probably would be a good thing to do. Okay, you can't listen to Yvette too long. Passport traveler. And claim, I said that already. I don't believe these Africans when they say white people told them that shit about us. You know, sometimes I feel like that's a big hogwash. Like, I don't think so. I don't know. Like, they watched a video saying that type of shit. Yeah, Easy X, identity is connected to our destiny. That's how important it is. Our identity is connected to our destiny. Can't say this enough. Identity is connected to our destiny. That is what I want to get really understood, and why we are playing and escapism here and beefing and bullshitting over there, and we got real issues going on the back end. I'm trying to pull that out so we can get it. Pinky Wells says you only need to use Spanish living and working in areas where it's mostly Black Americans. Move to or work in areas where it's white, and it's this bringing in non-English speakers will stop. Wow. Go to the white side. Thank y'all all for listening. I think that I'm going to conclude this video. The title says it all. Identity is fixed to our destiny. And people are thinking that we are up for grabs to change our identity due to this identity politics. I see this blackness going out all over the place, and everybody's trying to equate blackness as being one thing now. That's dangerous to our survival. This is why we're going to need to get another identity and push this fact, declare there's going to be a time where they're going to try to move on our identity. You watching, you'll remember you'll be like, she said it. She said it. Oh my God, she said it. Let me play a couple of songs and then I'm going to go. Thank y'all all for listening. I'm going to play Nobody Does It Better by Nate Dogg featuring Warren G. And then I'm going to do one more song on the way out. I appreciate everybody for listening. I hope that we're getting the memo. Our identity is more important than reparations, but people are playing into the reparations being more important than our identity. Identity is important, but we're playing with our identity right now on YouTube. We're not doing anything that's sufficiently recognized for real. I was going to play Yvette Carnell to let you hear her talk about reparations, but the point is reparations is not going to save our identity situation if we don't get that understood and finalized or made a wave about it. Something. I don't know. Something's got to give. We can't be sharing names with everybody. We can't be sharing names with everybody. That's fucking ridiculous. We can't be sharing names with everybody.
Nobody does it better. Nobody does it better. They can come closer than close. Original, they never will be. We've been from coast to coast. Yeah. We just trying to make you see. Nobody does it better. I'm sitting here tripping. My mind is blocked. Nate Dogg just did it, so it's time to cop. No one can do it better like this two-man crew. They say we want here to quit us. Now what y'all gonna do? Always into something, that's my name. Only out for money, hey, cause that's the game. People always ask me why I'm out for scratch. He who has the most is he who won the match. Strike one, me and Nate Dogg is a match. Strike two, leave them standing still in their track. Strike three, you could call us 213. It's the L and the B that makes me act like a G. My exhibition started back in '93. When wasn't nobody listening but Warren and me. To all the non-believers now I bet you see, nobody does it better than me. You got closer and close, yeah. Original, they never will be. We moving from coast to coast, yeah. Just trying to make you see. Nobody does it better. They call me Easy the Spark Plug, keeping it lit. There's no accident for these platinum hits. So when we make it, just show love. Banging in your club, hanging with your thugs, giving up G love. You remember back on the east side, when all of us niggas used to love to ride. We didn't care what we did. Time was nothing to us, we were just kids. Times are different now, but you still get stuck. I'm not a kid no more, I just don't give a fuck. So if you really think you wanna step to me, keep this in mind, nobody does it better than me. Original, they never will be. We moving from coast to coast, yeah. We just trying to make you see. Nobody does it better. Wow, make you say go now. Hot rap singles on the charts now. Got a baby, so I'm breaking hearts now. On your mark, get set, it starts now. All you been player hustlers now, you know. You can't keep me out once you crack the door. Either join the team or respect your fleet. Nobody does it better than me. If you come closer and close, yeah. Original, they never will be. We moving from coast to coast, yeah. We just trying to make you see. Nobody does it better.
I just wanted to do something a little bit different. I know I've been doing a lot of old school R&B, and I want to mix it up a little bit. But Easy X has something to say. You said 4Black is here almost every day, giving us this information for free. She is making a great sacrifice for us. It's not easy gathering all the information and doing the research. Give her flowers like the show. Oh, wow. Thank you so much for that. I really appreciate that. I'm trying to do my best. Like I said, it's not something easy for me to do. It's something that I think is necessary to do. Because we really are leaderless and we're really out here looking bad and people are mocking and playing with us. And we're being taken down a road to nowhere, in my opinion. I think the reparations talk is just going to be a carrot that's used all the time. And the people that's orchestrating that is benefiting greatly off of it. Tariq Nasheed is making a killing, asking for donations and all kinds of stuff. Reparations is not coming, but our name is important, and that situation is coming. Something's got to give about our identity. Too many foreigners are coming over here. They cannot share our name. We got to make a distinction. It has to happen, y'all. Or we're going to stay at the bottom, and that's all we're going to have to look forward to. And our wealth will dry up, and we're going to dry out. And we're going to be out there for having anything and all things happen to us against our will. everything's going to be against us, against our will. We'll just be sacrificed for everything for everybody else. That's it. That's all we can look forward to. And that's the truth. They don't want us talking like this. They don't want us understanding these facts. You said she needs to put up a Cash App. I will be happy to buy her a cup of coffee or some water. Maybe one day, but not right now. I really want to get in the habit of just going off of what my spirit is telling me to do. I don't want to be influenced to just talk on it, because I want to be influenced. I want y'all to be influenced to really declare and make calls and emails. I'm going to find out who exactly. I am going to write to OMB about our identity. I got the information from, I forget, is it Lynn or is it Pinky? One or the other. I'm going to contact them. I don't know if I have the number, but I'm going to try to write them about the need for us to get a distinction and submit my other stuff too. At least I can do that much. Also, I might get a hold of Barbara Lee. I think she's a representative. She's ahead of a lot of different things. I got to look her up again, but something about her I want to write about. And hopefully we can at least pester her, make some calls, rattle some people. We got to do more than what we're doing, because I fear this, like someone comes up and just change our name. And then they say, well, you never said that you wanted to have your own name. They'll flip that on us. You never said you wanted to have your own name. We got to make some noise, y'all. We got the numbers. That's the part that's killing it. We at least got 30 million. I don't think we have 40 million, because everybody's been using our name. Just imagine, as quick as they thought they can get away with doing it, they did it. As soon as they knew they can get away with doing it, they did it. Now look at us. We're bogged down at the bottom. We're right at the bottom. People are stepping right on us, climbing on our necks, backs, butt. And we're staying right where we were. And everybody think that's cool for us to do. Just stay there. Take it. Just take it. It's crazy. But I appreciate everybody understanding. I'm trying to be serious about this. Yeah, she's gone. She's doing a lot. And that's the one that did the bridge in Ghana. I want to ask the question, why don't you think about the homeless people in LA and other places of California where you supposed to be helping people out? That should be like the main goal of yours, and you're making a bridge to Ghana. I want to ask the question, why are you making bridges to Ghana and not bridges for us? So yeah, I want to make a letter to her. Been going on for at least 20 years. She has. I think she's been in office since 90 something. Yeah, she's very, very busy. She's been in office or something to do with the government as early as like 96 or 97, something like that. She's been around for a long time, at least 27 years. So that's why I want to write her. And I hope that you guys would join forces and write her and call her. Let her know, look, all these immigrants sharing our name, we got to make a break. This is too much. This is causing too much anxiety. These people are taking away everything from us and leaving us with no rights that we actually fought and died for. We don't want to stay down and just done out like that. We don't want to be done dirty like that, man. Anyways, I got one more song, and then I'm going to Jet. I really appreciate everybody for listening, though. This is a serious matter, and I'm kind of early in the game. Like I said, like a thief in the night, they're going to come with the bullshit, y'all. Eventually. They're going to come with the bullshit. That's why we should be making noise before they do.
That can't be, but it is. What is that?
The Secret of Skinwalker Ranch. New season premieres Tuesday at 10. Part of History and Unusual, only on the History Channel.
What in the hell? Hold on. Dang, it went totally to something weird. Okay, wow, that was weird.
You abandoned me. Love don't live here anymore. Just a vacancy. Love don't live here anymore. When you lived inside of me, there was nothing I could conceive that you wouldn't do for me. Trouble seems so far away. You changed it right away, baby. You abandoned me. Love don't live here anymore. Just a vacancy. Love don't live here anymore. Love don't live here anymore. Just emptiness and memories of what we had before. You went away on another place to stay, another home. You've abandoned me. Love don't live here anymore. Just a vacancy, babe. Love don't live here Through the windows of my eyes, everyone can see the loneliness inside me. Why'd you have to go away? Don't you know I miss you so and need your love? You've abandoned me. Love don't live here anymore. Just a vacancy. Love don't live here anymore. You've abandoned me. Love don't live here anymore. Just a vacancy. Love don't live here anymore.
Okay, so you said California U.S. Senate, Steve Garvey. Thank you for that, Steve Garvey. When is there going to be an election for the U.S. Senate? I don't even know, Pinky. You got to let me know. I got to brush up on this stuff. I haven't been motivated for a very, very, very long time. How can we donate to your channel? Unfortunately, Tank, I don't have access to doing that just yet. I'm just fairly kind of getting my bearings for, it's November, bearings for what I'm trying to do on this channel. I'm just trying to be useful and giving out information, but I'm not about trying to get money right now, more so than I am the information. But I appreciate your support with just liking and subscribing to my channel. And then maybe later down the road, I will have a channel. But I'm just so nervous because how easy, channels get taken and stuff. And also, I don't want to have influence to what I talk on, because it's kind of organic, and whatever I just talk on, it just comes to mind or my spirit. Like tomorrow, I'll be talking about different cases that have affected Black women with being unalived or missing. Things of that nature will be tomorrow, because I'm trying to talk about other things too now too. But I appreciate everybody's support. Please like the video. That would be greatly appreciated. Please support by, subscribing. But just keep up with me. And then when that happens, I'll let you know. It's not going to be no time soon, no, Tank. But I appreciate you. Support me by coming back again. Support me by liking the video and subscribing. I would greatly appreciate that. So anyways, I'll be back tomorrow with a more serious topic about the woman that unfortunately met her demise with dating this white crazy swamp monster. And she met her doom with being dismembered. Rest in peace to her. I can't think of her name right now, but I'm going to get all the information today and talk about tomorrow. Then there's another missing lady, or she was a young teenager, and now she's a lady if she's alive. She's been missing for a long time, since 2001. I want to talk about that too. TJ Noor let me know about her. But please, thank you for your support. Just like the video, share the video, and subscribe. Thank you. Have a blessed day.